If you're listening to the replay of this live, be sure to punch that like and subscribe button and let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as I go throughout the video. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you write I subscribed in the comments to introduce yourself to the 2 cents family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jake, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's video, we will be discussing whatever the hell we want to, because it's the 2 cents boxing talk holiday edition. Merry Christmas to everybody. How's everybody doing today? Listen, I know I've been MIA. I didn't go live Friday. I didn't go live Sunday. So I was like, I got to make up my lives today. I've been so busy. I know it's the holiday season. It's just been a lot going on, man. Been a lot going on. But I'm back today. How is everybody doing? What's up? What's up? Let's chit chat. It's been a lot going on in these boxing streets. We could chit chat about it today. I always come on here and plan on being on here for an hour, but then it just, you know how it go. People start hopping on the panel. We start having good conversation. I got a phone call coming through. Give me a second. Give me a second, y'all. I'm coming. All right, all right, all right. So, what I want to do, I want to talk over all the boxing talk thing. Hold on, y'all. One more thing. Golly, nobody want to call you till you get on live. I want to go through and really break down the hold on, y'all. Yeah, I wanted to do a live reaction to the KO Bill Haney debate they had, because y'all heard me in the background. If you was on there, I was trying to get a couple questions in, but they was doing their thing. So shout out to them. So what y'all got going on today? Are y'all on vacation? Y'all at work today? Cause I'm on vacay for the next 2 weeks. So maybe I'll be going live throughout the day, some of those times. We got the Melbourne Air Podcast in the building. What's up, Melbourne Air Podcast? We got All Things in the building. What up, All Things? And make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. And shout out to everybody that's ghost watching that ain't said what's up in the chat. If you're watching, just say what's up in the chat. Let me know you're here at the very, very least. So this weekend we had the Tyson Fury Usyk fight. Honestly, Tyson Fury looked a little better than I thought he would look. I kind of feel like, is Tyson Fury a shot fighter? Oh my goodness, another phone call. Hold on, y'all. All right, all right. I mean, people just think they can call me and be like, I need you to take me somewhere. What? No, I'm busy, y'all. But anyway, so Tyson Fury, what do y'all think about that fight? A lot of people, I've heard people say that Tyson Fury got robbed. I thought Usyk won the fight. Tyson Fury he didn't look the same. Tyson Fury doesn't move the same. He looked a little slower to me. He didn't have all that herky jerky movement like he normally have. Um, he just he was getting in, but he wasn't getting out fast enough. You know what I'm saying? Shelton Moore say, I don't think Fury is shot. Usyk is just better than him. Yeah, because before the fight, Shelton, I was like, Fury a shot fighter. He didn't look shot. He just didn't look like himself. Like you could tell he's aging and slowing down, and maybe the lifestyle he's been living is finally catching up to him. I think if Tyson Fury continues to fight, he'll continue to get beat. I just don't think he got it no more. Like I really don't think Tyson Fury even really want to be doing this anymore. But they are offering him some super big paydays. So I mean, hey, get in there and get your bread up. Get in there and get your money up. Honestly, though, y'all know I'm not a Tyson Fury fan. I really don't care too much for Tyson Fury. Usyk said he'll be going back down to welterweight. And I wonder if that will affect Usyk, fighting a heavyweight for so many fights and then going back down to cruiserweight. I wonder what type of effect that would have on Usyk. But it's kind of like Usyk, like, bro, who you gonna go down and fight? Like you've already been undisputed in that division. You already undisputed in heavyweight. Like, what are you gonna do now? You feel what I'm saying? Like you just gonna like come up and fight all the good young and up and coming cruiserweights. And rumor has it also that Deontay Wilder was supposed to be going down to cruiserweight and competing for a belt. What y'all think about that? What do y'all think about Deontay Wilder? Did you leave it at my mama's house, LJ? I mean, Cadis? My bad. I'm talking to my daughter. She can't find her tablet. Did you leave your tablet at my mama's house?
I don't think so. I didn't bring it over there.
All right. So let's see. Mr. Shelton say he came in at 282. What did people expect? If you truly look at his resume, Fury hasn't fought anyone. Oh man, that's a whole nother argument. Don't get me started with that. What you mean? He beat Klitschko. He beat Klitschko. He beat Wilder. He beat the boogeyman's in the division. Mr. Shelton say Wilder needs to retire. Okay, supposedly Deontay Wilder's shoulder or arm or something was fractured in his last fights, and you know Deontay always got something going on that's preventing him from being the best that he could be. I would love to see Deontay come back and just win another belt and retire. That would be an awesome story. I would love to see Errol Spence come back and win another title and retire. So let's kind of switch gears here because, you know, I'm not really a Tyson Fury fan. I really don't care what Tyson Fury is doing, to be honest with you. Errol the Truth Spence Jr. is now supposed to be fighting Fundora in April, I believe. And the WBO, is it the WBO? Let me know if I'm right or wrong. Has, even after all the fiasco of, so let's run it down the timeline. Errol Spence was ranked in the WBO. They said they were going to make the fight with Fundora. Earl got in the ring after the Tim Tszyu Fundora fight. After the Tim Tszyu Fundora fight. Terrence fans in an uproar. Spence can't skip the line. Terrence Crawford should fight Fundora next. It should be Crawford. Spence got his ass whooped. He skipped the line. Okay, cool. So this is my understanding of the timeline. Let me know and drop it below. We got Rob Walk in the building. What's going on? Let me know and drop it below if I'm wrong or if I need to make some corrections anywhere. Spence hop in the ring with Fundora. Right? Everybody start crying, saying Spence shouldn't have a fight. He jumped in the line. He got beat up. Now, mind you, before that, Terrence Crawford was talking about making a fight with Tim Tszyu. So if Tim Tszyu would have won that fight, Terrence Crawford would have fought Tim Tszyu. I never heard Terrence Crawford talking about fighting Fundora. Matter of fact, I heard Terrence Crawford say he don't want to fight Fundora because Fundora is a cheat code. So we moving forward. They trying to make the fight for December. Then I hear from a very, very credible source, oh, well, they're going to make Fundora versus Terrence Crawford because they've took Spence out the rankings. He's no longer ranked. And if Fundora fights anybody under that's not ranked, he will be stripped and the belt will be given to Terrence Crawford. So I heard from a very credible source, you can go back and check the video, that Fundora and Terrence Crawford will be fighting in December. Of course, I was wrong. A lot of things started happening. Nobody knew what was going on. Things got confusing. From my understanding, Al Heyman got sick again. I didn't release that information because, you know, I didn't feel like I really wanted to come out and say stuff. You know what I'm saying? I want to report on things, but I ain't trying to be breaking news and stuff. But it's out now. So Al Heyman got sick again and everything got jumbled up. Now, I was excited about Terrence Crawford fighting Fundora. And that's my biggest issue, honestly, that I've had with Terrence Crawford, that I've always had with Terrence Crawford, is that he never fights that the fans perceive to be that will be a competitive fight for him. Everybody, he will stop Fundora. He will do this to Fundora. But let's see him fight Fundora. It's a fight that the fans perceive will be competitive. Everybody know who Fundora is. He got these crazy dimensions to be at the weight class. Let's see how it'll look. But they say he don't need to fight Fundora because he could beat Fundora. But then when you got a fighter like Madrimov that got 11 fights, they say things like, oh, he got a great amateur background. Blah, 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 blah. Right? So I was excited. I was like, yes, so I'm finally going to see Terrence fight somebody that ain't from Uzbekistan or somewhere in a whole nother. He's gonna fight an American fighter that the fans will perceive to be competitive, that's in his prime, that's at the top of the division right now. So Samson and Fedora called Terrence Crawford's bluff. And they was like, okay, cool. If you're gonna strip me a free fight Spence, let's make a fight with Terrence Crawford. So they started the negotiations with Terrence Crawford. Not sure what happened with that, but Terrence Crawford, from what I heard on the YouTube street, said, you know what? I'm gonna step back and let Fedora fight Spence. And then I'll quote unquote fight the winner. So boom. Terrence Crawford was the mandatory for Fedora. Terrence Crawford decided he gonna step aside and not take the fight. Now, this is where Terrence Crawford's genius comes into play. Because maybe Terrence Crawford knew that whether he fought Fedora or not, if Fedora fought Spence, he was going to get that belt. So he said, I'm gonna step aside and let him fight. And then the WBO say, if you don't fight Fedora, Terrence Crawford, and Spence fight him, we're going to give you that belt anyway if Spence wins. Now, the issue I'm having is, my issue is not with Terrence Crawford. I don't want y'all to get it twisted. I have no issue with Terrence Crawford and what he's doing here. I want to see him fight Fedora, but Terrence Crawford is doing what Terrence Crawford has always done. So, I mean, I can't be upset with him. He's making strategic moves and finding the easiest route that he can get to those belts, or at least what he think would be the easiest route to get to those belts. My issue here is with the WBO. Shout out Cal Coolin in the building. What's going on? Shout out Zach. What's up, y'all? So my issue is with the WBO. Like, I don't understand how the mandatory can turn down the fight. Spence and Fedora fight. If Fedora wins, he keeps his belt. If Spence wins, Crawford gets the belt. So you're telling me Spence is fighting for a belt that's on the line for Terrence Crawford? Please tell me if I'm tripping with this logic. Like, I'm trying to put it into words the best way I can. So Errol Spence is fighting for a belt that if he wins, is on the line for Terrence Crawford. How does that make sense, y'all? I don't understand it. I don't understand how this is okay. What I also didn't understand what was okay was, how can Terrence Crawford fight Madrimov for a belt and an interim title? Because the only reason why Terrence is in this position is because he fought for a championship belt and an interim title in one fight. Can anybody give me an example of another instance where that's happened? Because I'm not no boxing historian. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. I'm not no boxing historian. I don't know all the back in the day fights in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. I know some of them. But you know how people just can rattle stuff off and be like, oh, this happened in 1937 when such and such fought for the title and the interim. I don't know. So if anybody can let me know in the comments, I'm going to drop the link in a few minutes. When has somebody ever fought for a championship belt and an interim title? And then backdoor two other fighters fighting because as the mandatory, you turned it down. But Errol Spence is fighting for a belt that's on the line for you. Somebody tell me if I'm tripping. If Errol Spence wins, Terrence Crawford gets a belt. If Errol Spence wins, he get a belt and Terrence Crawford get a belt. That is crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Now, how do I feel about Errol Spence and the Fedora fight? I'm gonna give you my 2 cents about that. I'm gonna be honest. Earl Spence is my favorite fighter, one of my favorite fighters. I've watched Earl Spence's whole career. I watched his come up. I watched when everybody was ducking him. I watched when he had to go overseas and fight Kell Brook and they was throwing chocolate brownies at him. I love Earl Spence. He's a very strong individual, which is his strength and his weakness. Earl Spence is getting in the ring with Fedora, no tune-ups, coming off that ass whooping, new trainer. Me personally, I don't think it's a great idea. Actually, I think it's a dumb idea. I don't think it's smart at all. But if that's what Earl want to do, that's what Earl want to do. As a fan of Earl Spence, you should have realized a long time ago that man gonna do what he want to do. That man gonna do what he want to do. I'm gonna finish this statement up and then I'm gonna go through some of y'all comments. That man gonna do what he want to do. So I don't think it's the best decision. Like your timing gonna be off. You coming off a long layoff. You got this going on. You got a new trainer. Blah 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 blah. Right? And everybody's like, "Well, who's Earl's new trainer?" That's a good question. If anybody know who Earl's new trainer is, let me know and drop it below. Because I don't. Excuse me. I don't know who Earl's new trainer is. So what I believe is if Earl Spence can pull it off and beat, I believe if anybody can come back from all the stuff Earl Spence has been through, he's came back from the car crashes, right? If he can come back from that defeat he just took from Terrence Crawford and beat Fedora, I think he should retire. I think Earl Spence should retire. After he beats Fedora and is able to come back and be a champion again, he should retire and leave out on top and call it a day. I think the chances are slim. I don't want to say slim. Yeah, I do want to say slim. Based off of what we know, right? Just logically looking at it, I think the chances might be kind of slim that he beats Fedora. But I also believe that if anybody can pull off what Earl is trying to pull off, is him. Comeback king. So let's go, Earl. Let's see. Rod Walker say, when does a champion have a mandatory with another champion? WBA Terrence should not be the mandatory for the WA. He is a champion. That's another thing, Rod Walker. I'm glad you brought that up. I thought once you have a belt, you cannot be a mandatory. Or is that not all the sanctioning bodies? Y'all let me know if I'm tripping. I gotta make a video about that because these sanctioning bodies don't be right. And let me say this too. These sanctioning bodies don't be right. They got in their bylaws that they could change rules when they got a list of rules in the bylaws or whatever you call it. They got rules. But at the end of the rules, they say we can change and make whatever rules we want. So they can change and make whatever rules they want and kind of, pull the strings with what's going on with these boxers. And then people get upset when you say things like the belts ain't important, or people try to be like, oh, but he's a champion. He fought this person. He fought that person. But it's too political to put all the weight on the belts as if you get the belt or you had a belt, you was just this great, great fighter. When things are being moved around, people are being put in certain positions to win belts only to fight the true person that they want with the belt to be matched up so that person can get the belt. All this kind of stuff is going on with the belts. And this is a perfect real-time, real-life example of what I'm talking about. Terrence Crawford fought for a belt and an interim title, which I don't understand how you can fight for an interim title as a champion, because just like Rod Walker just said, if you're a champion, you cannot be nobody's mandatory. What are we talking about? And then people run around and act like this cool because this their favorite fighter. I don't care who fighter it is. I don't care if this was Earl Spence doing this. I don't care if it was Tank Davis doing this. I don't care. It's not right. It's not right. Rod Walker say it's bogus. The WBO has been against Al Heyman for years. If what you say is true, then you are correct. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, it don't make sense. And then, people, I'll be on the panels. I was going back and forth with, I ain't gonna say going back and forth, but me, Claymore, and Ray Davis was having a conversation about it. And their argument was like, oh, well, or my understanding of their argument was that they was like, oh, well, Earl Spence jumped in the ring, so he didn't really want to fight Terrence Crawford. So when it was time to offer Terrence Crawford to fight, he was just kind of like, nah, y'all wanted to fight Earl first. And I'm like, that doesn't matter if he wanted to fight Earl first. Once they was like, okay, Terrence, we're going to call your bluff. What's up? And Terrence was like, nah, I ain't going to take the fight. I'm going to step aside, let you fight Spence. It should have been over with. But the first thing we need to get, the first level of the BS that needs to be explained is how can you fight for a championship and an interim title? And see, this is the thing that a lot of people don't realize about Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, I'm gonna say this. It's been a lot of questionable things that goes on with Terrence Crawford for him to get these championships. Just like the controversial decision that Jeff Horn got before Terrence Crawford fought him. But I'm not going to go there. That's just taking it way back. Listen, maybe I'll make a documentary or something one day. Shelton Moore says, question, how can a WBA 154-pound champion be a mandatory? That's what we saying, Shelton. This is the questions that nobody have been asking. Everybody just been going along with this, acting like it's cool. When I'm like, when it first happened, I said, how is he fighting for an interim belt? Nobody had no questions for me. No answers for me. They tried to blow me off like I was tripping. How is the man fighting for a championship and an interim belt? Let me see. Rod Walker say, usually once you receive a title, you get removed from the rankings of all other bodies. That is unprecedented. It is not unprecedented for a person to fight for an interim and a title. Oh, it's not? So, Rod Walker, let me know another situation where you people fought for an interim and a title. Because I didn't think you could do that. No tune-ups for Spence. No tune-ups for Spence. Happy holidays, family. I hope everyone is happy and safe for the holidays. Love those close to you and treat others with kindness. Shout out to Rod Walker for that lovely, lovely holiday stuff. But I'm telling, look, y'all got to help me investigate. Something ain't right here. Facts that is historically not the case. I cannot think of a time when this has happened. Oh, okay. But Shelton Moore say, don't do it, Earl. Hey, Earl gonna do what Earl want to do. If you a fan of Earl, you either ride with the stupidity, because he gonna do what he want to do. But he did say in a tweet when Fedora and Earl was first announced, he did say this might be the last time y'all see me. So we'll see what's up with that. Rod Walker say, there is the problem. You are not arguing with the logical people. What's good, 2 cents boxing? Salute, William Old School. What's going on? What is up with you? How about a wrench? Oh, okay. See, this the thing, William Old School. I be on my StreamYard and I can't tell who don't got a wrench or not. Let me get you together. I got you, William. Hey, y'all, be sure to help support the channel during this holiday season by hitting the like and subscribe button. Those are the free ways to support the channel. If you would like to monetarily support the channel, you could hit the Cash App, or you could drop some super chats. Scrolling across the bottom, the Cash App. But back to this. So y'all see what I'm saying? Like something is not right here, bro. Like I don't understand it. And people acting like it's okay. Imagine, look, this is the biggest thing. And I'm speaking for me personally. Imagine I win and somebody else get a championship belt. As a competitor, as an athlete, the thought of that is pissing me off. Like I don't even know how. Listen, I understand these fighters want to get paid and this and that, and that's cool. I get it. But if it's an accolade on the line and I win, give me my belt. Give me my belt. What are we talking about? And then you're going to take it and give it to Terrence Crawford? Come on, man. I don't know. I can't get down like that. I can't get down like that, bro. New news. Crawford is rumored to be in negotiations for a fight in April with Murtaza Aliyev. I seen that. And that's what I'm saying when I was like, I was excited about the Fedora Crawford fight. That's a big fight, big name. Everybody know the fans would have been excited about it. but he gonna go fight Murtazaliev. I know who Murtazaliev is. I mean, he not no bad fighter. I get it, but that's not the point. The point is the thing that people don't understand. The reason why Terrence Crawford is not the star that everybody wants him to be and all of that is because he doesn't take the great skill that he have and showcase it in the ring against people that the public perceive to be competitive, that the public know that are big names that will be big name fights. That's why Terrence Crawford is not a star. And then his fans want to cry victim as if somebody's keeping him out of something or not allowing him to do something when you just seen him turn down the Fundora fight. If you ask me, Terrence Crawford has done a terrible job with the momentum that he had from the Spence fight. He should have been blowing up from there, but he didn't want to do that. I mean, he went around and did all the interviews and this and that, but he should be fighting somebody like a Charlo, Fundora. He should be fighting one of those 154 pounders over there at PBC, in my opinion. Madrimov was the interim for the WBO, and they fought for the vacant WBA. It has happened before, but it's not common. When has it happened before, Rod Walker? I promise you, I've never heard of that. Shout out to All Things in the building. He says, Merry Christmas. Shout out to All Things. So that's my only issue with that. William Old School say happy holidays, everyone. Shout out William Old School. I should have got some little Christmas bells or something for the sound. Maybe I'll do that next time. Okay, let me try to get William Old School his wrench. Hold on, William Old School. I got you. So that's just my thing about the Earl Spence situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I don't understand. I'm not understanding this. It's just not making sense. So now they're saying that Terrence Crawford will be fighting the winner of Earl Spence and Fundora. And it's just like, once again, if Earl Spence get those belts from Fundora, well, if he gets one of those belts from Fundora, it's like he doing all the heavy lifting yet again, because he fighting to get you and him a belt. Earl Spence is fighting to get him and Terrence Crawford a belt. Yeah, that's what Earl doing. Earl Spence is fighting to get him and Terrence a belt, doing the heavy lifting once again, except this time it's even worse, because if I beat this nigga, you gonna get a belt too. I don't like that. I really don't think that that's cool. We got Flyer Frequency in the building. What's going on, Flyer Frequency? I just don't think that's cool. And I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. So what's been going on with y'all? What stood out to y'all this week as far as the boxing talk and everything goes? What stood out to y'all this week? As far as the boxing talk and everything goes. Hold on, I'm trying to get you. All right, there you go, William Old School. Got you set up. All right, Rod Walker say, usually the interim title is dropped because of the rule of being ranked and other bodies removes you from the rankings. It's usually dropped and not held once you hold the title. Either way, Rod Walker is that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Rod Walker. Like, it's like like the whole thing is contradictory. How can I fight for a title and an interim, but once I win the interim, it don't matter because I'm dropped from all the other sanctioning bodies? Because you can't make a champion a mandatory. Like, I want to understand how that ruling works. Maybe I'm gonna have to pull up the rules or something, because it's crazy that this is happening. And again, this is not Terrence Crawford's fault. I'm not blaming Terrence Crawford for none of this. It's a genius move from Terrence Crawford. Hell yeah, nigga. You fight and you win, I get a belt? Psh, go for it. I'm about to sit back, put my hands, kick my feet up. Shelton Moore say, oh, hold on, I read. Ann McQueen in the building. What's going on, Ann McQueen? Ann McQueen say, not mad at Bud Murtazaliev. The winner could face the winner of Spence Fedora for undisputed. I'll take it. And how is Terrence Crawford getting these undisputed fights? Like, how you getting the undisputed in like 2-3 fights? Like, how are you doing that? You're not doing that on your own. You have some backing and you have some help, guys. These people that's coming in and getting all these championship fights and these fast roads to undisputed, why do y'all think that's happening? It's political. That's why you can't just put every single thing on the belts. Like, oh, if they got a belt, they was so great. No, it could be several reasons why they got their belt. They could have got the belt because they was true champions and great fighters. They could have got the belt because they was placeholders and they just gonna feed them to somebody else. It's a whole lot of things. Well, okay, Mr. Shelton, what went the way it was supposed to this week? What you mean by that? Shout out William Old School. Sprinkle Fly say, boots ain't duck, ain't no Saint Duck. And I'm glad you brought that up, Flower Frequency, so we can switch gears to the next topic. Did Devin Haney duck Teofimo Lopez? Rod Walker said, I cannot find an instance where the interim was held, as it is not valid for you to acquire a title champion, cannot be made to fight another champion. Unifications are not mandatory. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, they tried everything. This is what I think the WBO tried to do. When they seen Spence was gonna fight Fedora, you can do a voluntary defense. So maybe Fedora was like, all right, I'm gonna use Spence as my voluntary defense. He's ranked, blah, blah, blah. I can be cool. So when they seen that was gonna happen, they was like, oh, hell no, let's snatch Spence out the rankings. Boom, they take Spence out the ranking. Fedora like, all right, cool, I'm gonna call y'all bluff. Let's negotiate with Crawford. They negotiate with Crawford. Crawford decides, nah, I'm gonna step aside, let y'all fight. Okay, cool, you're gonna step aside, let us fight. Then the WBA say, oh, we're gonna strip you anyway. If you win, we're stripping you. But if Fedora win, he could keep it. Not only are we stripping you, we're gonna strip you and give it to Crawford. We're gonna take it from you, the belt you just won, and give it to Crawford. That's what happened. But I'm about to drop the link because I know y'all gonna want to beat up here for this one. We about to go through and talk about Devin the Dream Haney. Did he duck Teofimo Lopez? Now, we got to be honest. By some of y'all standards, Devin Haney done ducked a lot of fights this year. By some of y'all standards. I'm not saying all of y'all standards. I'm not even saying by my standard. But by some of y'all standards, he's ducked a lot of fights this year. Rod Walker say any undisputed fight should include the strip Charlo, who did not lose in the ring, but due to inactivity and politics. Exactly. And let's be honest. This what nobody's saying. Charlo's still the man at 154 pounds. Nobody beat him. He didn't lose none of his belts. He was stripped. And you cannot try to judge this man on his fight with Canelo. Ain't nobody at 158 messing with Charlo. He's still the man at 158. Even if Terrence Crawford gets undisputed, at 154, even if Terrence Crawford gets undisputed, I think him and Charlo should, if Terrence Crawford gets undisputed, he should fight Charlo to defend his undisputed title. That would be off the chain. Y'all can't tell me that wouldn't be off the chain. We got Mr. Shelton on the panel. What's going on, Mr. Shelton? How you doing today?
I'm good today, man. How you been?
I've been good. Hold on, let me get your applause. What's up? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Well, what you talking? You talking about Haney right now?
Yeah, I was talking about Haney.
Haney needs to get he needs to get a fight in with somebody and see where his confidence is, see where his mental is. Because we all know that the boy popped dirty. And that's true. The boy popped dirty. You can't deny that. You can't go around it. You can't skirt it and try to clean it up and say it was just this. But it doesn't matter. The boy popped dirty. It's something that shouldn't have been in the system. But the beating that Haney took, we got to see where his mental is at, because that affects you not only physically but mentally. We got to see where his mental is at. So he needs to get in the ring, get a fight in. Let's see where Haney is at, but we start throwing him in with it.
And that was my whole thing, Mr. Shelton. Like, I know a lot of people believe that if you, which is dumb to me, a lot of people believe that if you get an offer and you don't take the offer, you ducked. I'm like, how does that make any sense, y'all? It's a lot of things that go into an offer. And I believe that sometimes if the business doesn't work out, it's not necessarily a duck. The business just didn't work. But I also believe that people do use the business of boxing to duck. Does that make sense? So you got to look at the totality.
They've been doing that.
Yeah.
They've been doing that since the days of Sugar Ray Robinson. Of course they do.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
Right. So let's look at the totality of the situation. If you believe that if you get an offer and you don't take it, you duck, okay, it's a duck. Now, this is what I believe. Who really expected Devin Haney to fight Teofimo coming off that loss to Ryan Garcia? Nobody. I don't think nobody is expecting Devin Haney to take no big time fight or nothing like that. Nobody is expecting that. So to me, it's not a duck, because who really expected you to? Now the issue comes in, and I'm about to pull up the knockout debate with Bill Haney, and we're gonna go through that. But the issue comes in when you on here trying to paint Tio as the duck. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's no need for y'all to be doing that. All Bill Haney needs to come out and do and say, hey, we looking to get Devin back in the ring. We looking for him a fight. We want to see how he look. He going to get a tune-up in, and then he going to get back in there and go get his belt, this and that, blah, 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 blah. But they not doing that.
Exactly.
They out here making it seem like, oh, well, we was going to fight Liam Poro and you outpricing yourself and you this and that. Like, you ducked. You ducked your mandatory. You dropped your belt. Like, you just not making good decisions. And everybody like, oh, Bill Haney, the manager of the year and this and that. And I'm going to go through that, because how is Bill Haney a good manager?
Well,
like, how is Bill Haney a good manager?
Here's the thing. He's a good promoter. He's promoting his son. He's getting his name out there. He keep us talking about him. So that's a good thing. But as far as, see, the problem for me with Bill is Bill's trying to do too much. Bill needs to get somebody else in there on the boxing side to train his son. Bill should not be, because whatever game plan they had against Ryan Garcia was totally wrong. And he really had no answers for that left hook. They had no answer. He wasn't telling him shit in the corner. He had no answer for it. Bill needs another set of eyes over there. Now, as far as the promotion and taking care of money and all that, Bill's pretty good at that. Because he got Devin a whole lot of money that a lot of people think Devin didn't deserve. But he got Devin paid. But
shout out to JB Sports, Flyer Frequency, to the panel. What up, y'all? Go ahead, Mr. Shelton.
Can y'all hear me?
He needs some help with the boxing. That's all I'm trying to say. He needs to leave the boxing side alone, stay on the managerial side, and let somebody else take care of the boxing.
All right, Flyer Frequency. What's up? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show? Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, yeah. I agree with Shelton, what he was saying. As far as Bill Haney,
well, you sound a little muffled. You sound like you got the phone in your mouth.
Yeah, I guess it's these headphones. You really can't hear me?
No, I can hear you. You just sound like a little muffled. But go ahead.
Hold on, let me take these headphones off.
JB, I'm gonna mute you. You got some noise in the background.
Yeah, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Okay, yeah, I was saying I agree with what Shelton was saying about as far as Bill Haney needing to bring somebody else in there to train Devin, but I think he already did that because we saw the videos and everything. Pretty sure y'all saw the videos of him training with other people and everything. But as far as the Tio thing, from what I understand, a fight was already offered to Tio to fight Devin Haney, and he turned it down. But now, supposedly there was another offer for from Bob Arum for Devin Haney to fight Tio, but with a 55-45 split for Tio. And now I'm pretty sure you probably heard 2 cents on other panels and everything. People are saying that, that split, is warranted. I really don't think that, it's no circumstance that, validates for Tio to be the A side over Devin Haney when he's clearly the B side. If the fight wasn't against Devin Haney, it wouldn't even be a pay-per-view fight. So that just don't make any sense with me.
Can y'all hear me? Hello?
Oh yeah, I was gonna
Hello?
say I couldn't hear nothing. I can hear you now, but I couldn't hear
Yeah,
you
I
for a
got you.
second.
I got you.
Oh, okay. I was on mute. All right. JB Sports, the man. What's up? What you got for the show? What's your 2 cents?
I remember you from Pool County, man. We should be on there talking about boxing on Pool County. You remember that?
Oh yeah, JB. What's up? What's up? Man, what happened to Paul?
I don't know, man. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Yeah, he ain't been on the air for a minute, so I don't know if he just been busy. He's a truck driver, so he might have been. This must have been real busy here recently. He ain't able to get on and do his show.
All right. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Okay, as far as the Devin Haney situation, I think the reason why Devin Haney probably didn't accept it, I think the guy that just spoke hit the nail in the coffin. The split wasn't right. He was offering a 55-45 split. How can Teofimo Lopez be offering a 55-45 split? I would imagine the fight was going to be on pay-per-view. And, Devin Haney has done, what, 2 pay-per-views? He did a pay-per-view with Ryan Garcia, and he did a pay-per-view with Regis Prograis. And then I think he did one with Vasil Lomachenko. And I think 2 of those 3 pay-per-views did pretty good numbers. So I couldn't imagine why Devin Haney would accept a 55-45 split with a guy that haven't never been on pay-per-view. When he fought in Madison Square Garden, he fought in the small room. Didn't even fight in the big room, that being Teofimo Lopez. So I kind of agree with Devin Haney not accepting those terms, man. It should have been 50-50 at best. Now, Teofimo Lopez, I heard he's in negotiations with Jerome Boots-Ennis, and I guarantee you he's not offering Boots-Ennis no 55-45 split. He's going to be moving up to 147 fighting Boots for his belt. I guarantee you that fight's going to be 50-50. So I kind of agree with Haney if they turned that offer down 55-45. Now, they probably should have sent a counter offer and then see if Teofimo Lopez would have accepted that. Send a counter offer saying, I want 50-50. Or maybe we go 45-45 and 10% go to the winner. Maybe could have sent a counter offer like that. But they never did that. So that's kind of why a lot of people took this situation and ran with it, saying that Devin Haney ducked the fight.
Okay.
Yeah, JB. I
What
think
I'm
the
gonna
reason
do
why
is
they encountered.
I'm about to pull up the interview. We just gonna go through it, and I'm gonna give my 2 cents about what y'all saying. I hear what y'all saying, but we got NHA Tube on the panel. What's up, NHA?
What's up, 2 cents? What's up, panel?
What up, y'all? What up, y'all? What's your 2 cents, NHA? What you got for the show?
We cooking on the Devin Haney and motherfucking Tio.
Yeah.
Background feedback. That
I
me?
could barely hear. It's a lot of noise and stuff. What's that?
No, that's JB. Let me mute you, JB. Okay, there we go. Go ahead.
Yeah. I kind of agree with the last bull said. We can't put this one on Haney, man. It's like this. In no way, shape, or form does this make any sense whatsoever. Financially, logically, it just don't make any sense. I mean, Haney is clearly the biggest star. He's clearly more known.
Then
He's
Tio.
than Tio. I bullshit you not. Tio is not really, Tio don't even know like that in his own city. It's the reason why he only getting
Okay.
$1 million. $1 million has been his biggest payday because Bob clearly don't believe he sells like that, and he hasn't proven that he could sell.
Or Bob
The
could be
man is,
screwing over him.
uh, shit, he was giving. I mean, he was screwing over
Nah,
Shakur's giving
now,
something.
now, what I've
Yeah, I
heard,
mean,
I'll be honest now, too. So what I've heard is I've never heard anybody say Bob didn't pay you. What I heard is that Bob is not going to overpay you. That's what I've heard.
facts. And Tio, T.O. has proven that you can't sell shit, even in his own city.
Okay.
The man fights at the Hulu Theater. I mean, if you was that guy in your own city, you would at least, be put up at MSG, the big dog stage, the big dogs arena. But nah, he's a Hulu Theater fighter, and he can't even sell that out. What was his biggest crowd he ever draws like 4,500.
Amanda Serrano
What
fought
can
in the
Devin
big
Haney
room.
sell though?
Amanda Serrano fought in the big room. So, hey.
There you go.
2
That's what I'm
cents.
saying.
The fight with Ryan Garcia was second for all time at the Barclays though. The number one was Tank and Ryan Garcia.
Nah,
Tickets
they did a
sold. I'm
couple live
talking
gate
tickets.
alone.
Tickets
The
sold.
live gate was like almost like it was like 5 million, if I'm not mistaken, or 4 or something. I don't know. I can't remember, but he definitely, you know what I'm saying, he's proven. Dev has definitely proven he's a biggest, he's a bigger star. He's a bigger draw than T.O. Anybody who's trying to say otherwise is just either not, they just find a reason to hate on him. And I'm not a Devin Haney fan like that. But this right here, nah, we can't just put this on him like, like, yeah, go ahead and take that just because
I mean,
you
you got to
should.
look at the fact that T.O.'s last fight was in a 4,000 seat arena. The last time he fought in a 4,000 seat arena. That's where he fought at.
That's where he
And
belongs.
and also to add on to what JB was saying, he said he don't know why Bill and them didn't do a counter offer, but that was because before that it was a better offer already on the table. Before that, Bill said that Turkey Al-Sheikh had $5 million guaranteed for Devin Haney on the table. So why would he go backwards and take a 45 to 55 split? Like that don't make no sense.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like I don't even think Top Rank really wanted that fight, because if you want that fight, you don't come with a 55-45 split. It's like I would not take that as a Haney. I would not take that just off GP. But nah,
I look at
people
that
can say,
like 2 cents was saying, like he was saying, 2 cents. Some fighters use the industry's numbers to duck. Why would you offer something a less lucrative deal to somebody? You know what I'm saying, and expect them to take it. You didn't expect them to take that.
Especially in a fight that you could lose.
for sure.
Might not win. So why would I take less money?
But let me ask
and I
y'all
might not win.
a question, right? Can y'all hear me?
We hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I really want to do it as I go through this video, but let me say this, right? Y'all can hear me, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
So Devin Haney was not the A side against Kambosos. He took less pay, right? Both times, correct?
Yeah, because that was because
Correct.
it was written in the
Okay,
contract.
wait. No explanation. Just let me go. Just let me go. Okay. Then who did he fight after Kambosos?
Kambosos.
He
No, after
fought
them two
Regis.
fights. Who did
He
he
fought
fight?
he
Regis.
fought
He fought Regis
he
next.
fought
He was
Lomachenko,
not
right?
the ace. No, he fought Loma.
Nah.
He was not the A side against Loma. What was his split against Loma?
Facts. He was not the A side against Loma. Facts.
No,
Okay.
he was the
So
A
he
side against Loma.
no he would no
Yes,
he
no,
Yes, he
yes,
wasn't.
yes,
was. He
you're
was
right. Yes, he
undisputed when he
was.
fought
Yes,
Loma.
he was. Because he was undisputed. He was the champion. Yes, he
He was
was. He
undisputed. He
was
was
the
the A
champion.
side against Loma.
Yeah.
So he took the
Yes, he
biggest.
was.
He took the
Yes,
biggest percentage.
absolutely. Loma didn't
Yeah,
have
he
no
got the most
belts.
money. Yeah. Because he was the undisputed champion. You couldn't deny that.
Okay. So then he fought Regis, and that was 50-50.
That's what I'm hearing people say, but when you Google it and look it up,
But
it
that's what
says
he said.
otherwise.
That's what they said. They said it was 50-50. They said it was 50-50. He did that for Regis. It was 50-50, and he was going to get most of the
Hello?
back end, but the pay-per-view didn't do so well.
Hello?
Yeah, I thought
Hello?
Devin Haney put on the
We heard
back
you.
Y'all
I
end
hear me?
said,
got
It was like,
4
you said you
million
didn't?
and Regis got 3 million on the back end.
Yeah, because that was because of the back end. But
that's
What
the
back
split though.
end?
That's basically what
They
we
don't
talking
have no
about. The
fucking
split,
back end.
not the guarantee.
it was a pay-per-view, 2 cents. It was a pay-per-view.
But my
It
point,
was a cheap pay-per-view, but it was a pay-per-view.
They
but
got
they
the
only
same.
sold
They got
they
the
sold
same
like
guarantee,
50,000.
but
Where's the back end?
they got the same
It doesn't matter.
guarantee. But they got the same
the
guarantee.
guarantee
But the money from the pay-per-view, Devin got the higher split.
the
In
most
it.
of it. You got the higher
Yeah.
split on the pay-per-view. Yeah.
So how did
There's
he
a
get the higher
guarantee, then a
split when
split.
Regis say he didn't get no back end? Regis say he didn't
Regis
get no
didn't
back
deserve
end.
no
So how
back
did Devin
end.
get a back
It
end?
wasn't no back end for Regis to get.
Yeah, they
Regis
lost
got
money
all
on
this
that
money
fight.
up front.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
lost money on the
Messi
fight.
took up. Yeah,
I
Messi took
think
the
How
bag
it's
on
a
that's
that
what they
fight.
split?
said.
It's a split. Yeah. And it was no if
If
but
you
if it
lose
was no
money on the
for
fight, then it's supposed to be no split.
you just said they got money on the back end.
That's what I said. People say that
So
it was a
50-50
50-50
split
split, but
against
when you
Regis,
look it
right?
up, they say that Devin was able to regain 4 million and Regis was able to get 3 million.
It's
When
simply
you look
put,
For
up
who's going to
what?
generate out of those two? Who generates the money? Out of Tio and he?
But this is
Who
what
has
I'm
proven?
saying. This is what y'all gotta realize when people telling y'all stuff and it don't make sense. If Regis didn't get no back end, Devin didn't get no back end because it's a
yeah, but
split.
he's saying he ain't get no money back from the pay-per-view though, but they still get money from the gates and stuff too, from the gate.
They could have
From what it
just agreed
sold
to
is what did
guarantee.
Regis
The
and
gate was
Devin Haney sell
they
in the
split
gate?
that 50-50.
I went to the fight. They don't split the gate 50. No, they don't split the gate 50-50. Who it
No,
depends on
not
who
the gate.
promoted
They
the
got a
fight.
It was only like
guarantee. They got a
1.5 million.
guarantee that was 50-50.
Yeah, the guarantee was the only thing that was 50-50. Now whoever
Hold on, y'all
promoted the
keep
fight
talking. I'm about to
is
switch
the one that
devices.
gets whoever promoted the
tablet's
fight
tripping.
is the
Hold
one that gets the
on, y'all.
gate and the commissary and all that shit.
It just seems that we're doing way too much to justify. You know what I'm saying? Haney should have took that offer. It doesn't make it financial sense whatsoever. Like you have a bigger offer.
Hello?
We can whether we want to believe Turkey
Yeah,
or
you
not.
good?
I
good,
hear
2
you, 2
cents?
cents.
Okay.
I'm trying to play this video, and every time I start trying to play the video, my internet starts tripping. But let me say this, and then I'm gonna try to get to the video. My whole point is that he took less money for Regis and Cambosis on both fights. I mean, for Cambosis, Devin Haney on both fights. From my understanding, I thought Loma had the bigger split in their fight. And then he got 50-50 with Regis, and y'all keep saying he got money on the back end. What money did he get from the back end?
He got the promotional cut. He promoted the fight.
Nah, he didn't promote the fight.
No, he didn't
That was a
promote the
goal.
fight.
Yeah,
Eddie
he was
Hearn
right.
promoted that fight.
I was at the fight. Listen, I was at the fight. It said Matchroom and DHP promotion. I was at
Because
the fight.
they allow him to put that on there. But Bill Haney say himself, he said in the interview I'm trying to pull up, they don't put money up. So how you getting a cut to something you ain't put the money up?
He didn't put no money up.
Just like Javante never put
If
no
he didn't
money
put
up,
no
but he gets
money
a
up,
cut.
then if he says he
How do
didn't
you-
put no money up, then he's not getting no promotional cut. You're absolutely right.
So my whole point is, when has Devin been the A side? Y'all saying the only time Devin has ever been the A side was against Loma because he was undisputed?
That's the only time.
So
I mean,
what makes
He was the A side against Regis too, though. I don't understand what you're
it was
saying.
a
Against
50-50
Regis, yeah, he was A-side
split?
against Regis.
That's fine. He was the A side, but the split was still 50-50.
No, the
Theo
split
ever
was
been
no.
a
They
A side
both
too.
got the same guarantee. When people say they got it was 50-50, I think they talking about just the guarantee.
No, the 50-50 split is everything is split this way. It's no 50-50 split for the guarantee. Ain't no split for the guarantee. It's a 50-50 split for whatever we splitting. And then he was B-side to Ryan Garcia. Now, the point that I'm trying to make is what makes y'all think that Devin Haney should be the A-side with no belts coming off a loss? Like, who do y'all think Devin Haney is about to fight with that mentality? And y'all keep saying Tio ain't going to be on pay-per-view without Devin Haney. Devin Haney ain't going to be on pay-per-view without Tio. And what people failing to realize is that Devin Haney needs these fighters. They don't need Devin Haney. So Devin Haney can keep walking around acting like he the A-side and he ain't taking this and he ain't taking that. Who is he going to fight?
2 cents. First of
And
all,
and,
what
and hold
loss?
on, let me
Devin
finish.
don't got
Wait,
no losses on his record, bro.
And he got a belt. So you
I
do got a
didn't.
belt.
I'm not talking about his record. I'm
You
not
just
talking about
talking
his
about
record.
what you can't unsee.
I'm talking
You know what I'm
about
saying? He don't got no loss on his
he
record.
don't got no leverage. He's coming off that performance from Ryan Garcia, and everybody is talking like Devin deserves all this money for fights. And the point I'm trying to make is he's never been that. Even
We're
when he
not
was
saying
undisputed, he was never that. He was never the A side. He was never this big seller. He was never that. That was an illusion. He was
okay,
never
2
that.
cents. Is
And
Devin
what
Haney a bigger name than Teofimo Lopez?
I think they're
That's
about the
all we
same,
need to
if you
know.
ask me.
No,
No, they're
no,
not.
he's
No,
not.
they're
You're right.
about the
That's why I
same
said
No,
on
50-50.
nah.
accolades, but no way is Tio the same draw as Devin Haney was.
Okay, so then
He never
let
even been on pay-per-view before.
so no, I understand that. I understand that. So what is Devin Haney going to do then, Flyer Frequency? Who is he going to fight? What? And I get it.
He can
Like I
fight
said,
He can fight
first,
Richardson
let me tell you this,
Hitchens.
Flyer Frequency. Let me tell you this. I don't think Devin ducked T.O. because I don't think Devin should fight T.O. next. It doesn't even really make sense. My issue is that I'm having is y'all trying to make T.O. look like a duck because for some reason, every time Turkey Al-Sheikh offers these fighters a fight, it has to go through Bill. Turkey Al-Sheikh calls these fighters directly. T.O. said he never heard from Turkey Al-Sheikh, and I wish I could play this interview and my computer wasn't tripping, because if you listen to what Bill said, he tried to correct himself. He said if T.O. hasn't heard from Turkey Al-Sheikh, then it wasn't a big enough fight. That's what he said. And he tried to correct himself and say, well, that's what T.O. saying, but he a lie. But if T.O. haven't heard from Turkey Al-Sheikh, then that means it wasn't a big enough fight. How come every time Bill Haney has an offer from Turkey Al-Sheikh, he's the one telling the fighter that he has the offer from Turkey Al-Sheikh versus Turkey Al-Sheikh calling the
Okay, let me
fighter
ask you this:
himself like he do everybody else?
when Bill, it's only two times when that happened. So the only other time when this happened when Bill came to the forefront with a deal from Turkey Al-Sheikh, it was with Tank, right?
Yes.
Was there really a deal there?
No, that's what I'm trying to tell
Turkey
y'all. Bill
Turkey
keeps saying he
Al-Sheikh
got all
came
these
out and
deals from
said that
Turkey
he was trying to
Al-Sheikh.
get Javante Tank Davis in the fight, and Eddie Hearn confirmed it too. Like, how much do y'all want? Y'all gonna say, "Oh
Right.
yeah, Eddie Hearn is a liar."
No, but listen,
Bill's a
but
liar.
hold on, Fly Frequency, stop. Let me talk. My point that I'm
We
trying to
don't
make
believe.
is Turkey Al-Sheikh never came out and said anything about 20 million or that he was trying to make a fight with Devin and Tank. The point you missing my whole point. Every time Bill says, the last two times Bill said he's had an offer from Turkey Al-Sheikh, it has to go through him. If Turkey Al-Sheikh wants to make a fight, he contacts fighters directly. We already
That's
know that
not true
because
though. Turkey Al-Sheikh
wait,
came
let
out and
me talk.
said that he
Why you
wanted.
cutting me off? Let me
Okay, go
finish.
ahead.
Turkey Al-Sheikh contacted Tim Zoo. Like, these people are having, the promoters, Bob Arum, all of them are having an issue with the way Turkey Al-Sheikh is doing business because he's calling these fighters directly and not going through the proper channels. T.O. said he ain't heard nothing from Turkey Al-Sheikh. Every time Bill, the last two times Bill has an offer from Turkey Al-Sheikh, it's only coming from him. And for him to say, oh, well, if T.O. ain't heard from Turkey Al-Sheikh, then the fight must not be big enough. Think about this. Devin said way back in his interview with Andre Ward that T.O. turned down the fight with Turkey Al-Sheikh. At what point did he turn down the fight? At what point was it offered?
Did Bob Arum
Because,
say he?
All right. So, but
Bob
two
Arum
two cents. That's
deny
not
it?
true. What you said about Turkey Al-Sheikh though. Turkey Al-Sheikh did. Eddie Hearn. First of all, it started with Eddie Hearn being in Tank's DMs, telling him that he had an offer from Turkey Al-Sheikh.
let me stop you
Tank
right there.
just
Let me
said
stop you
no.
right there, bro. You don't
Huh?
DM nobody no offers, bro. That lets you know right there that shit is capped. That is not how
But
they
look,
do business.
wait, but let me finish though. But then Tank just said no. He didn't even give it a chance. But Turkey Al-Sheikh since then came out and said, that he was trying to work with Tank, that he wanted to talk to Tank. And Tank said, Tank's reply was he needed 2 Ferraris. And then Turkey Al-Sheikh came out and said he ain't giving them no Ferraris. He said, I got boxing gloves
But that
for you.
don't
He
got
said
nothing.
that
But this
in a
is
tweet.
Fly Frequency. This is you gotta realize when these promoters are just capping and when shit is real. And the number one rule of shit being real is we not doing it in the public.
So Turkey
That's the
Al
number
Sheik is
one rule of
capping. You
shit being
saying
real.
Turkey Al Sheik didn't really want Tank Davis?
Windy City Assassin. In fact, during an interview when asked about a fight with Tank versus Devin, Turkey shook his head vigorously, saying no to the question. Windy City Assassin, if you could find me that link or that clip
Yo,
or
Windy
whatever.
City Assassin is going
So
off of what Fanon was saying, which was a lie. Because in that very
hold
in that
on, Frequency. Why you keep cutting me off? Flyer Frequency. I'm trying to ask him to send me the link so I could see it. So I could verify. But my whole point that I'm trying to make is
so
you
we
do
can't
not
talk about it
hear.
before he send you the link.
No, we can. You saying he a lie, but I'm saying I'm trying to get the proof before you start going on with Fanon and all that. I'm just trying to get the proof. I'm telling him to send me the proof. If it's not true, it's not true. But the point that I'm trying to make is Turkey Al Sheik, obviously, in my opinion, is not really fooling with Devin like that. Because every time we're hearing something about Devin and Turkey Al Sheik, it's coming from Bill. Yes, we've heard Turkey Al Sheik mention Tank. I've never heard Turkey Al Sheik mention Tank and Devin. And I've never heard Turkey Al Sheik mention Devin. All I see is
Okay.
Devin on Twitter begging Turkey Al Sheik to make a fight for him.
Well, hold up a
Okay,
second. You think
but look,
you see
hold on.
Turkey all
Can
that?
I respond before I before
Go
you
ahead,
talk?
go
Because
ahead, go
I'm at
ahead,
work, I can't really be talking long. But in
go
this
ahead.
interview that he's about to send you the link to, Turkey Al Sheik is being interviewed by somebody, and he's at Turkey Al Sheik. It's actually the opposite. He never said Tank's name. He only said Devin's name, and that's why they try to say that he wasn't trying to make the fight, because he said he definitely want to work with Devin Haney. And then the person that was interviewing him said, "What about Tank? You want?" He asked him about the Tank fight. He didn't say Tank's name. He said he want to contact. He want to contact Al Heyman. So if he's trying to, and that's why they say, oh, he never said Devin and Tank together. He just said he wanted to work with Al Heyman, and he said he wanted to work with Devin. Why would he be contacting Al Heyman if it's not about Tank? It don't make no sense how they try to dance around that, and it's crazy to me.
Well, I haven't heard that,
Watch
but I mean
when you
that
play the
makes
link,
sense.
you're gonna hear it.
That makes sense. That makes sense. But the point that I'm trying to make is nobody expected Devin to fight T.O. next. So I don't know if I'm turning down the fight because he not ready to fight T.O., but I got to make it look a certain way versus just saying the truth. Like, because now all of a sudden you got to be the A side. You got to have a bigger split when that ain't been what you've been doing this whole time. You've been quote unquote doing whatever you got to do for your legacy. But now after you got your ass whooped, you got all these great demands to be the A side and have a higher percentage and all this other shit. You haven't been doing that. And like I said, it's not a duck to me because I never expected you to fight T.O. next right now. But the way y'all are presenting this and coming off is, to me, what's causing all of the scrutiny.
So now he
Just
got to
be
be the B
honest.
side everywhere.
Just be
He, got to be
honest.
he can't ever be the A side just because he only been the A side a couple of times.
He's been the A side one time, not no couple of times.
One time. So just because it's only one time, so now you got to be the B side to every fighter that's what I'm saying, that's a lesser Jordan.
Is that what I said? Is that what I said?
Tio
I'm just
was
saying
complaining at one of them fights, saying he never made $1 million in this fight, and that's why he
because he's
was
not worth
doing
$1
on that
million.
fake retirement.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I keep this bugged me out. You gotta say that.
But let me ask y'all this. So, can y'all name some fighters at 140 were Devin to be the A side and on pay-per-view besides T.O.?
Pretty much all of them besides Ryan.
Pretty much
And
all
it's
of them
that
besides
I don't
Ryan.
even like it.
So,
Yeah.
no, name them. You saying pretty much all of them. Who?
I mean, definitely Rick Hitchison. Definitely motherfucking.
So Hitchison gonna be on pay-per-view?
You just asked who he can be the A side, so I'm just giving you. You don't
I
have
know
to
I
be.
said A side and on pay-per-view.
Oh, on pay per view. I mean, but I'm gonna hit you with this question though. But is this fight pay per view worthy?
You didn't answer my question, NHA. You just hit me with another question.
Oh, what was your question, 2 Cent?
My question is, if
Devin
this is
Haney-
okay,
Devin
time out.
Haney-
Moving
Super
forward.
amateurs.
Moving forward.
Hold on, let her talk,
This is
y'all.
what I'm trying to ask. Moving forward, right? With Devin's new demands to make sure he's the A side. But forget the pay-per-view. I'm just trying to trying to get a visual of who do you think Devin is going to fight at 140. He don't fight T.O. Cool.
I
Everybody's
was.
saying Richardson Hitchison. Okay, how many fights does Richardson Hitchison have?
It don't matter. He got a
17,
belt.
but he's a world
It
It
doesn't
don't
champion.
matter.
matter.
I'm just
He's a world
asking a
champion.
question. I'm asking a question. I'm
He's
just
a world
curious.
champion, so he's a world champion. Devin is not, so he would be that
No,
excited.
I'm asking for my own. Like, how many fights does he have? I don't know.
Oh, I
Oh, yeah,
don't
it's
know
17
either.
fights. He got 17 fights. 17 fights.
Okay.
17
So
fights.
y'all think that he's going to fight Richardson Hitchison and then he'll get the belt? Do y'all think that he plans on going back to get his belt? How long can you stay a champion in recess?
Until you come back to
I don't
fight.
know.
The next time he fight, if he don't fight for that belt, he won't be champion in recess. He won't be champion in recess no more. And
So why
he
he not
won't
going
have.
to get his belt?
Well, I imagine a belt is a belt. You know, he can go get that belt from who has that belt?
The
Who has the
WBC for the 40-pound
WBC?
Raya. Raya.
Yeah, Martin Prelo fighting
Is
for the
Raya?
vacant belt.
Yeah, I thought it
Martin
was a
Prelo.
vacant belt.
Who? Puello and who? Who's he fighting?
They fighting on the Tank Roach undercard.
Yeah, it's
Who's
still
he fighting?
vacant.
Who's
So
Puello fighting?
nobody
I
have
think the
it
fight's
now.
gonna be
So
March
Devin
1st.
can't try to get the belt back. So I think it has to be held by somebody for him to have a direct line to it. You know, being the champion recess just mean you get to fight for that belt when you come back.
So I
Alberto
mean, I don't
Puello's
know,
gonna
y'all.
get
I
that belt.
just this is what I'm trying to say. Like, with what
He
they're
can.
saying, I don't see how Devin is gonna find a fight that meets his criteria. You get what I'm saying? That's the whole
You
point I'm
don't
trying
think
to
he
make.
can
It's
fight
like
Hitchens? 2
he
cents.
can fight Hitchens, but how much is he gonna get paid? Is he gonna want $4 million to fight Hitchens?
It's not about how much. He's just trying to get the belt.
But that's the reason why he didn't fight Liam Paro, because they wasn't gonna pay him enough.
That's what Liam Parle said, but Bill denied that. He said it wasn't about that. He said they didn't even get to the numbers. That's what Bill said in that interview that he was about to play. When he was talking to KO, he said they ain't even get to the numbers. He said Parle just rather to fight Hitchens than to fight Devin Haney.
And that's what I'm saying. Everybody don't want to fight Devin Haney. Think about it, frequent. Everybody's after a fighter get their ass whooped. I know it's not on his record, but everybody is jumping to try to fight him. And you telling
It
me
wasn't
people
because of the
still don't
money,
want to
2
fight
cents.
Devin?
He didn't make more money fighting Hitchens. He just ducked them because he didn't want to lose to him.
But that's
It's
what I'm
not.
trying to say, Flyer Frequency. Who is thinking that they gonna lose to Devin after watching the fight with Ryan Garcia? It would
Evidently,
make more
Parle.
sense. It would make more sense to catch him off the loss. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah,
Nah, y'all put foot on Devin Haney. Dev can still fight, man. Y'all gotta stop
I'm not
doing that.
listen, I'm not saying he can't still fight. I'm saying in most cases, once a fighter gets an ass whooping like that, that's a good fighter, people start to see the vulnerability and the weaknesses and they jump on trying to fight them next. That's the point that I'm making. But what y'all are telling me is people are still afraid and ducking Devin. That's what y'all are saying.
That's not necessarily the case, man. There's been plenty of greats in the past, man, and they got their ass whooped. You know, motherfucker still wasn't in the rush to get in the ring with them and shit.
Ain't nobody ducking Devin. And by the way,
but that's what I'm saying, Mr. Shelton. They trying to make it seem like
he's
everybody
fighting
ducking Devin, and they not.
Ain't nobody ducking
we're not.
Devin.
No,
And by
we're
the
not
way,
trying to say
Puello is
that. We're
fighting the
saying
guy
that,
that Devin
but
ducked.
clearly Parle
Puello
thought
is
that
fighting the guy
Hitchens was
that
an
Devin
easier
ducked.
fight, though.
Puello is fighting the guy that Devin ducked, which is Sandor Martin.
Devin did duck Sando Martin.
Ducked him.
I
Dropped
guess
the
you can
belt.
say that because he
He
wasn't
dropped the
happy
belt, not
about.
the
He
fight.
wasn't happy about because the fight went to purse bid, and it was only a little bit of
So
money
what?
in that fight. Yeah.
So how can you say he didn't fight Liam Paro
So
because
what?
of the money? Every fight he not taking is because of the money.
No, I didn't say he didn't
So
fight
what?
Liam Parle because of the money. I
Fighters
said
gotta make sense for
he
them.
didn't fight Liam Parle because Liam Parle rather to fight Richardson Hitchens. Bill said it didn't even get to the money. He said
So
they didn't
why
even get
would
to the
they
numbers.
say? So why would they say Devin was asking for too much money and he don't bring nothing to the table? And then Bill say, "Oh, it wasn't the money. We didn't get to the money." So how can you think Liam Paro just made that up out his head?
So you rather, so in other words, you just rather believe what Paro said as opposed to
It's
Devin
it's
Haney. I
it's
mean
it's it's it's
Bill
not
Haney,
that I
because
would
y'all
rather
think that Bill
believe.
Haney is a liar, right? I
No, no,
understand.
no. Listen. It's not that I would rather believe Bill Haney. What I'm paying attention to is the patterns. All these
Yeah,
fights, all of a sudden, haven't went through because of money, because of money, because of money. The fighter said the fight didn't go through because of money, and then Bill say, "Oh, nah, he just would have rather fought Richardson Hitchison." Like, you get what I'm saying?
yeah.
He said
We
Devin, he
saying
said that, think
because
about this though. He
we
said
wouldn't be
Devin
saying
Haney
that. Hold
was
on, bro.
outpricing himself,
We
but
wouldn't
he
be
didn't
saying
say
that
no
if he didn't
numbers.
duck Sandor Martin because of money. We wouldn't be saying that if he didn't duck Sandor Martin because of money.
Or not
So
fighting
why
Tio
is it so
because of
hard to
money.
believe he didn't want to fight the other guy because of money? He didn't want to fight this guy because of money. He'd
Like,
rather
what
give
does
up his
Devin?
belt than fight the guy.
That's all I'm saying, Flyer Frequency. It's not about whether if I believe Bill or not. It's just like, you got to understand, and this is the issue I'm having with Bill and Devin. Stop making it seem like the fighters don't want to fight you. It's not that. It's not that. I don't see why anybody would be like, I still don't want to fight. Usually when a fighter look vulnerable
Sandor
like
Martin
that,
wanted to fight you.
people want to hurry up and jump on it and catch you in your next fight. That's facts.
Sandor
But you
Martin wanted to fight you.
y'all get what I'm saying?
He wouldn't
Sandor
have run it
Martin
from
was
you.
a man.
He wasn't ducking
Sandor
you.
Martin was a mandatory.
And
He
he
wasn't
ducked
ducking
it.
you though. He wanted to fight.
Shout out to Rebuttal Entertainment in the building. What's good?
What's up, Rebuttal? My guy Lou.
What up, Lou? What up, Lou?
Yeah, he wanted to fight you, bro. I mean, that's just a
Link at the
fact.
top of the
It's
chat,
not
Lou.
a conjecture. It's just a fact. Sandor Martin wanted to fight you, and you didn't want to fight him. That's just a fact.
I mean, I wouldn't have took that. I wouldn't. I mean, if nobody bidding on that, on that fight, I wouldn't have took it either. At the end of the day, it's a business.
But this what I'm trying to
And
tell y'all
fine.
too.
And we said we fine with
For
that.
them,
All we said is stop
right.
saying that everybody is afraid of you because they're not.
I never
Stop
said that.
And
saying
also
that.
what I'm
No, we're not saying
is
you said it. We saying that's what Bill is saying. That's what
no.
Bill
What
is
I'm
saying.
saying is,
And that's not true.
if this is Devin's criteria for a fight, who is he going to fight? That's my question. Who is he going to
Right.
fight if that's his criteria? If he take a fight and
2 cents. You can't compare. You can't compare a fight with Sandor Martin to a fight with Teofimo Lopez. It's a much bigger fight. Clearly,
I'm not comparing
like,
the fight. I'm comparing the reason why they didn't take the fight. I'm not comparing the fight.
I
I'm
mean,
just trying to say that the reasoning why they haven't taken these fights has been because of money. And at what point, what is it that he wants? Like, so you're telling me if he was like, okay, you can get 55-45, he will fight T.O.? I still think the answer is no, because he's not
why?
ready to
It's a
fight
bigger
T.O.
fight. It's a way
Because
bigger
he
fight than
doesn't
the
need to
Sandor
get
Martin
in the
fight.
ring with, he needs a tune up to see where he's at mentally. That don't make sense. As a fan of
Let
Devin
me
Frequent
ask you a
Flyer,
question.
you should understand that.
T.O.'s tailor
Let me
made
ask
for
you a question. Who down? Let me ask you a question. Who at 140? Who getting money at 140 right now? Who's the money guy at 140?
it's Devin Ryan.
Dev ain't no money guy, bro. Stop it.
How can you say that when no other fighter you can fight on there at 140 to put it on pay-per-view? Who else put
and
you on
that's
You're
that's
not
pay-per-view?
what she's
getting
trying
no,
to tell you.
you're
And
not
that's
getting
what
no
she's
See,
trying to
baggage.
tell
So
you.
they
how
in
are you a
denial,
money
He's
guy?
bro.
not getting $4
They don't
million.
want to see. They don't.
He
They
says
just
he wants $4
bent
million.
on Devin
Hold
Haney
on.
not
He says
being
he wants $4
a
million.
seller.
Hating a person just
He says
off
he wants
just
$4 million. He says he wants $4 million. You're not getting $4 million for Hitchens. You're not getting $4 million for Gary Antoine Russell. You're not getting $4 million for Puello. You're not getting $4 million for the dude that beat Perro. You're not getting $4 million for none of them dudes. El Rayo,
cool.
none of them dudes.
That's what you say. That's what you say
None.
because you're the promoter. Anyways, he can get
So
3
who you
million.
gonna fight? So
You
who
got to
you gonna
fight
fight?
somebody,
Hey,
man. You got
And
to get
then
in the
on
ring and
top of
fight
that, you a
somebody.
free agent. That's another thing. You on top of that, you're a free agent.
From what I
But he
understand,
just
they trying to
started.
get on Riyadh season though, and y'all just want to rule
Hold on,
out
JB
Riyadh
Sports.
season
Hold
and
on,
just
JB
try to
Sports
say
had you
that.
up
No,
here twice.
we're not ruling out anything. All we saying is get in the ring and fight somebody. You got to deal with Turkey, but fight somebody. Do
But that's
something.
what we said.
Stop
That's
talking.
what this
Do
whole
something.
thing is about. Turkey Al Sheikh put $5 million on the table for Devin Haney to fight Teofimo Lopez.
So why Tio don't
Teofimo
know
Did he
came
that
take
back
it?
fire
with that
frequency?
offer. Why would he take that over the
Why he didn't
$5
take
million
it?
That doesn't make sense. Fire frequency.
Why
What you're
didn't he take
asking,
it?
you're
Neither one of these
asking
niggas
top
ain't never
rank.
made $5 million. Why would they turn it down?
It
Neither
makes
one of these
all of the
niggas ain't
sense.
never made $5 million. Why would they turn
Because
it down?
Top rank, y'all gotta listen to the play. Y'all gotta pay attention to the play too. Top rank is trying to set up Tio to fucking fail. Putting this fight on pay-per-view is just a recipe
Putting
for
a
the
fight
fucking.
pay-per-view with Devin is not gonna help Tio sell. Why do y'all keep saying that? Tio's
I'm telling you,
pay-per-view, his best pay-per-view
this
was
fight.
against Lomachenko. His pay-per-view against Regis flopped, where he was the A side. His pay-per-view
Point, T.
against Ryan Garcia, I feel like it did pretty decent numbers, but we all know that was because of Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney is not a pay-per-view star. T.O. and Devin fighting is not going to do no numbers like they just finna get some type of back end. I don't know why y'all keep saying that.
Why
Y'all
do you
not
think it
being
Why
right?
they put it on
realistic.
pay-per-view then,
Y'all
though?
not
Why they
being
put it on?
realistic.
But 2 cents. Why is Bob insisting on putting this fight on pay-per-view?
They
Other
put
than he wants.
sometimes promoters put fights on pay-per-views because the fighters want high guarantees and they want to collect the pay-per-views to help cover expenses. They're not always putting a fight on pay-per-view because it's just gonna do these big
But
numbers.
why would they try to put it on pay-per-view if they thought he couldn't sell? It don't make sense.
I just told you why. They put it on
But
the
how you gonna get money back if the fight's
why
not
Eddie
selling?
Hearn, listen, the same reason why Eddie Hearn said he put Regis Prograis and Devin Haney on pay-per-view was to cover expenses. That's
But how can you
why.
cover expenses if you don't expect it to sell? You expect it to
Because
sell.
it's
That's
going
why.
to sell something, and then we get to keep that money to recoup to try to cover some of these expenses. They're not gonna get the fighters don't get that money. It's going straight to promoters to
That's
recoup
why they
expenses.
say they lost money on the fight.
That's why
That's why
the
Eddie
fight,
said he
and that's
lost
why
money
they
on the
didn't
fight.
get no back end. Why y'all want to act like y'all don't understand this? I don't get
Look,
it.
this what, but this
What
what
expectations does
it don't
Top
work
Rank
like
have
it don't work like
that
that on.
Tio don't sell anything? Tio don't sell
Look,
shit, so
Say
why
what
would
now?
Bob have any? Tio don't sell
that
shit. So what
Tio
expectations does
don't
Bob
sell shit, and Devin don't sell shit. They're gonna
uh
have?
want
Devin,
get high
But if you put them
guarantees,
together,
so we're going to
but
put
if you
them
put them
both on pay per
together, you
view,
might
and
sell
whatever
something.
money come from the pay per view, we're gonna use that to cover
yeah,
expenses.
two
That's
cents.
not that hard to
You see what
understand.
we're talking about right
Hold
now?
on,
that,
two
You see
cents.
what
But
we're
how
talking
do
about
you
right
not
now? If
understand?
you
How do
put
you not
Devin,
see? You
if you put
understand that
Devin
part? Then
and
how
Tio
come you don't
together, you
understand
might
that?
sell something.
Hold on, one
You might
mic,
sell
one mic,
something.
one mic, one
Hold
mic.
on, bro. Hold on. How do you not understand that taking that 5 million guarantee from Turkey Al Sheikh is better than any of the other fights over here in the States with these promoters? How can you not
Why don't
understand
you
that
How
tell
that's
can you
not
them
the
that?
not?
best
Okay,
fight for them?
two questions. Fly frequency. How can you not understand that the offer from Turkey Al Sheikh is probably cap because Tio haven't heard nothing? And how can you not understand that maybe Bob Arum doesn't want to do a deal with Turkey because he wants to make the money off the fight? It's his business. Y'all keep thinking this whole go over to Turkey and fight is so great for everybody, but it's probably not, because you don't know if when them fighters is going over to Saudi Arabia, if they giving up rights. Well, you don't know what all they're giving up. And maybe the promoters don't want to do that every time for every fight. And the fact that Tio said he didn't hear nothing from Turkey Al Sheikh, and then Bill backdoored and said if he ain't heard nothing from Turkey Al Sheikh, then it probably ain't a big fight. On top of the fact that when Bill is offering somebody a fight from Turkey Al Sheikh, the only person that knows about the offer is Bill and not the other fighter.
Whenever somebody lie on Turkey Al Sheikh, don't he come on out and tweet about it or talk publicly about it? When
No.
Bob Arum said that Turkey Al Sheikh was trying to take all of the fights out of the states, didn't he tweet about that and say it was a lie? Why wouldn't he tell? Why if Bill Haney's lying on his name with the relationship that they got, why would he not come out there and say that, hey, that's not true? Why would he not?
I don't know.
exactly. That's what I was gonna point that out too.
They
Like Turkey's
I
just
mean,
gonna
that's
let somebody
cool.
lie on him like
We
that.
all
The
speculating,
man's
so it's
a
cool.
devout Muslim, like to the utmost. You think you're gonna just let somebody lie on his name like that? Y'all,
I mean, that's cool. Listen, y'all keep big up in your boy Devin, saying he deserve this and he deserve that, and he gonna deserve his way out of every fight because y'all being unrealistic.
So it's unrealistic to take a 5 million guarantee, then to
Why
try to
didn't he?
get money
Why
back on a
didn't
pay-per-view that you don't even think that's going to sell.
answer your own question? Why
Okay,
didn't
so
if
why?
it's 5 million
Let
on
me
the
ask you.
table? Why didn't he
Hold on,
take
Mr.
it?
Shelton.
Why
Hold
didn't
on,
he
Mr.
take it?
Shelton. So flyer frequency. Let me ask you this. Now, as far as we know from Turkey Al Sheet, whenever he's trying to match up a fight and the fighter doesn't take the fight, he immediately starts replacing them and searching for another opponent. Is that true or not?
Yes, that is
Yep.
true, but
So why?
from what I was
So
understanding
Tank
from
turned
what
down the
Bill was
fight.
saying, they
Did
trying to
Turkey?
add on to the.
Wait. So Tank turned down the fight. I didn't see them try to get Devin another opponent. T.O. turned down the fight. I don't see Turkey out here trying to get Devin another opponent.
What you talking about with Turkey Al Sheik?
Yeah. Usually when Turkey want to make
Because
a fight with somebody, he's going to keep looking until he finds them an
no,
opponent. I don't see him
no,
doing that with Devin.
no, Turkey be trying to make the best fights too. The fights that we can't get, that he know that it's a high demand for, he try to make those fights. So to get Devin Haney versus Tank, it's no replace. There's nobody to replace Tank at
Okay,
that
so you just
magnitude.
verified what I was thinking. He wants to make the fight that it's a high demand for. Bill said if Turkey didn't reach out to T.O., it wasn't a big enough fight. You just confirmed that. So who's demanding
I
T.O.
just
versus Devin?
I just want to ask this question. This is the only question I got. If you say it was $5 million guaranteed for both fighters on the table, why did both fighters turn it down? I don't understand. It don't make no sense to me.
Not for both fighters. I don't know what Tio was on what was on the table for Tio. It probably wasn't 5 million. He probably wasn't going to get 5 million. But what I'm saying is, based on what people have been saying on other panels, Terrence Crawford, talking about his bad deal with Top Rank, and people assuming that that's just the way that it goes at Top Rank, that the fighter is only going to get like 6% of that split. Then why would Tio take turn anything down rather than to get like 2 to 6% of the 55% that is allocated to his side?
First of all,
You see what I'm saying? That's an
first of all,
astronomically low number.
This is hold on. This is the thing
This
we know
deal was
about
nowhere
T.O.
near Terrence Crawford's deal.
T.O.
So
will
that's
step away.
yeah.
Hold on, Mr. Shelton. Let me say this real quick. T.O. will step away to go make more money. He's done it before. So you keep saying if it's gonna be 5 million, why wouldn't T.O. take it? Why wouldn't T.O. take it? Because we've seen T.O. step away before and take more money. Obviously, it's not true, frequent flyer.
No,
That's
and
what I'm
no,
trying to get you to
obviously Tio
understand.
is being his old self. Tio is known to not want to duck Devin Haney. He's known to even speak publicly about
Why
dropping his
would he
belts
duck
and running
Devin Haney
up to
now?
the next weight
Why
class
would
to
he
not
duck
fight
him
Devin
now
Haney.
after he just got his ass whooped by Ryan Garcia?
Y'all
Why would
act
he
like
duck him
T.O.
You
now?
keep saying that, but you act like everybody's Ryan Garcia. Like everybody knows
No,
that
I'm
Ryan
not.
Garcia got popped dirty for Osterin. Everybody knows that Ryan Garcia before that had a real a crazy left hook, probably
Flyer
the best
frequency. Why
left
you
hook
acting like
in around that weight
you don't
class.
understand? Bro,
All we
stop.
saying
Because you
is
acting like you don't understand my point, flyer frequency, and you know exactly
I
what I'm
do
saying.
understand your point, but I'm saying your point is flawed to think that everybody thinks that
How?
they can perform like Ryan Garcia on Osterin.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying
You're
is
saying because he
people
lost to
like to
him that
catch
everybody should be
fighters.
ready.
People like to catch fighters coming off of losses. That's what I'm saying. It's not about everybody being Ryan Garcia or none of that. People like to catch fighters coming off of losses. Period. So why wouldn't T.O. take advantage, jump on the opportunity to fight Devin Haney right now, coming off of that loss for $5
We gonna
million? Why would he
watch
turn
this.
that down?
We gonna see the same thing with Boots. I bet you Brian Norman Jr. ain't gonna want to fight Boots. They talking now, but I bet you none of them fighters still not gonna want to fight Boots. I bet you.
Shout out Savage Killer Queen. She say, hey, y'all got to stop believing Bill. Turkey haven't come out and said nothing about T.O. and Devin fighting. And that's all I'm saying. Turkey hasn't even mentioned it. And you see, and this is another point that I want to make. You seen how the whole Boots smear ducking campaign went down. But when T.O. turned down the fight, don't nobody say nothing. Turkey don't come out and say nothing. Oh, I offered him the fight. He verbally agreed. He turned it down. Y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all seen how that shit went with Boots, which is one reason why I believe it was done on purpose and it was a whole smear campaign. Because when T.O. turned down the fight with Devin, nobody got nothing to say.
yeah. Exactly. The man said, "Give me 500,000 more, and I'll go to Philly and fight you." All you have to do is give the man another 500,000. You wind up giving it to the German dude anyway. So what was the
Well,
point of the whole shit?
wait, who you talking about? Boots?
Yeah. You wind up giving the same 500,000 that Norman was asking for to the German dude anyway. So what was the point?
That's what I was trying. That's what I was on here trying to say, Mr. Shelton, and everybody was like, "Oh, you defended."
Yeah,
And first of all, I'm not even a
it
Boots
makes no
fan like
sense.
that. But the way they came
Right.
out and did Boots, I didn't appreciate that because it was clearly a campaign, and they're clearly trying to do something to this man's image. But T.O. turned down a $5 million offer with Devin, and you telling me nobody gonna say nothing?
No, 2 cents. I don't think you heard what that man just said. He said the same 500 more that they was asking for to fight Boots. Boots turned it around and gave it to Karen. So in other words, he's saying Boots is a duck. He's not saying what you're saying.
I'm not saying Boots is a duck. I'm saying Eddie Hearn did that. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're arguing the total opposite of what she's saying, and she's acting like you're speaking to what she's saying.
Well, I'm
you're
saying,
what did she say? What is it?
You're on the other side. You're saying it's Boots, and you're saying it falls on Boots' side, right? The reason that they didn't make the fight. You're saying they was only asking for 500 more,
this
and
is what
they
people
ended up giving that extra 500 more to Karen.
It does fall on Boots' side because Boots should have said, "Hey, get a man the money. He coming to my hometown, get a man the money." That's what Boots should have said. That's what Bozy should have said.
How you know Boots ain't say that? We don't know if Boots wanted.
So
Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn just said it was too much.
I forget who works for who.
That don't mean Boots said what the promoter said. We know it's always a disconnect between the fighter and the promoter. A lot of times.
Don't Turkey tweet when he got offers out there. Listen, y'all. We can go back and forth with this all day. I did want to talk about it to get my point out. It's just that my whole question is, who is Devin gonna fight, y'all? Who and if he takes
I think the best fight is Hitchens. That's what I think.
Okay, cool. He could fight.
I hope he fights somebody.
He could fight Hitchens. But my issue is, let's stop coming out here painting everybody for ducks. Let's stop coming out here acting like you think you really finna get a $4 million payday. You got no leverage. You got no belts. You got no promotional company. You don't got nothing. Come on, like, why we just can't say he outpricing himself? It is what it is.
Yeah, because they try to make the split a 55-45 split in favor of Teofimo Lopez. That's why.
Okay.
Do you really believe anybody's gonna pay Devin Haney $4 million to fight Richardson Hitchens?
Where is $4 million coming from? I don't even know why.
That's what he's been asking for. $3 to $4 million.
I didn't hear that. I just heard that he was offered a 55-45 split with Teofimo Lopez by Top Rank, and they're turning that down. And people saying he ducked because of that.
That's documented. You can look that up. He wanted $4 million to fight Liam Perry, which wasn't going to happen.
That's all we saying.
I don't know about the numbers about that. I don't know.
Oh Lord, we got boxing hacker in the building. He deserves a side.
Hacker and take over. I gotta
who has never been on a single pay-per-view. That's fine. Then don't make the fight pay-per-view. Then what? Now what?
Yeah, Devin Haney versus T.O. should be on a Saturday afternoon somewhere anyway. Like Wild World of Sports type shit.
That's usually where T.O. is at, right? When Devin Haney's not involved.
That's what they should be fighting.
I understand how he could be an A side to somebody who putting them on pay-per-view. That don't make no sense.
Top Rank is the one putting them on pay-per-view, though.
Because they wouldn't be putting them on pay-per-view if he wasn't fighting Devin. Is the point, though? He's fighting. He's clearly fighting a person that's A side.
Why y'all not saying that? Devin, it's not like Devin Haney gonna fight somebody else and they're gonna be on pay-per-view, and the T.O. turning down this. He not Tank. He not gonna be on pay-per-view without T.O.
If Devin Haney fight Richardson Hitchens, you don't think it's gonna be on pay-per-view?
Hell no. With what?
Hell
Why do you
no.
think Richard?
Hell
Freckles, I'm
no.
about to kick you off here.
I
Go
think
back to
it'll be
work,
on
bro.
pay. I think
Go
that's
back
a
to
big
work,
enough
bro.
fight for it to be.
Go
I
back
think
to
it'll be
work.
on pay-per-view.
Who knows
Go back
Richardson
to
Hitchens,
work,
bro?
bro.
Who besides
Go
boxing
back to
fans
work,
knows who
bro.
Richardson Hitchens is? Who? Tell me who.
Richardson Hitchens got the state of New York behind him, man.
Nobody
Stop it.
knows that
This
dude,
nigga
bro.
say the state of
Nobody
New
knows
York.
that dude.
That's gonna be a big fight at the Barclays. That's gonna be a big fight
I'm not
there.
watching.
So they're
Nobody
gonna probably
knows that
sell out
dude,
there. They're gonna
bro.
sell out the arena for sure.
So then Richardson Hitchison should be the A side because they using his fan base and his audience.
No, I'm talking about as far as pay-per-view though. It wouldn't be on pay-per-view if
Flyer
he wasn't
Nobody
frequency.
fighting
paying
That
no
Devin
fight.
Haney.
That
pay-per-view
fight
for
is
That's
Richardson
why
nowhere
he
near
want to
pay per
Hitchens,
fight
bro.
view.
Devin Haney. That's why he said that.
No, God,
Nobody paying
Devin Haney is
pay-per-view
not a pay
prices
per
for
view
Richardson
star.
Hitchens.
Y'all playing with me right now?
He's a pay-per-view fighter.
No, he's not.
You're saying he's not, but his last his last 5 fights was on pay-per-view?
No, they were
How could he
not.
not be a
1,
pay-per-view
2,
fighter?
3. He was on pay-per-view with Loma. He
He
was
was
on
on
pay-per-view
pay-per-view with
Because
Loma. He
he's
was on
Cobra,
fighting.
pay-per-view with
Terrence
Cobra,
Crawford been
um
on pay
and
per view.
pay-per-view with
Is
Ryan.
Terrence Crawford a paper?
he
Is
was on
Terrence Crawford a
pay-per-view
pay per view
both times
fighter?
with George
Is Terrence
Kambosos.
Crawford a pay per view fighter?
Is Terrence Crawford?
In Australia,
No,
because
no,
of
he
George
not. No, he not.
Cambosis. That shit
No, he
wasn't.
not. No,
That
Terrence
shit wasn't
Crawford not a
even.
pay-per-view fighter. Errol was the
So
pay-per-view fighter.
how many pay per
So
views has
you
he done?
said, hold on,
How many
wait.
pay per views has Terrence
So you
Crawford
said
done?
Devin Haney is a bigger name in boxing than Terrence Crawford. That's what you saying?
No, I ain't say that. I said he's a pay-per-view fighter. That's what I said.
I'm gonna leave that.
You tripping, Fry?
His last 5 fights was on pay-per-view,
Shout
bro.
out to Pooh the Kid TV. He says 2.5 million purse 55-45 split. Shout out to Pooh the Kid TV for the super
There you
chat.
go. Yeah.
I
Oh,
know
my
y'all
bad,
don't like
Boxing
it, but
Hacker.
the
I forgot
track
I heard.
record is there though.
Hey, what's
You
up,
got
y'all?
Boxing Hacker on the panel.
What's up, bro?
Salute, people. Salutes. You know, I think we just literally went through this over D1's channel. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, like, if when it comes to negotiations, if
Hold on,
the
frequency. Hold on,
negotiation,
Fly. I mean, hold on, Boxing Hacker. Before you go through this, you're not
yeah,
about to. This is the questions I'm asking, right?
yeah, go ahead,
This is what I want to know.
yeah.
With Devin Haney, first of all, Fly Frequency, let me say this to you. Devin Haney is not the fighter you fight because you want to be on pay-per-view. One, Boxing Hacker, this is my question. With Devin's Haney criteria, with how much he want to get paid, he want to be the A side and this and that, right? Who is he going to fight next? That's going to meet all of his demands. 3-4 million, A side, pay-per-view. As a free agent, he not signed to no promotional company, none of that. He don't got no belt. He don't got no leverage. He's coming off a devastating ass whooping, even though he's still undefeated. Those are the questions that I'm trying to get answered right now.
So essentially, the best fight for Devin was the Teal fight. Like, let's make that clear. That was like the best. I think that would been. I mean, that would meet the criteria, right? Teal's a big name. He's a champion. It's a fight that he has good chance of winning. He could. Turkey seemed to have interest in the fight. I feel like a lot of people had interest in the fight. So, like, when it comes to the Teal fight, essentially, I would say that's a big fight for him. You know, I do think it's bigger than Hitchison. Hitchison is a good fighter too, but I feel like that's a tougher fight, but not as popular because Teal's I think is a little bit more popular than Hitchison at the moment. You know,
Absolutely.
Well, Flyer
Yeah,
Frequency, Flyer Frequency say that fight could be on pay-per-view.
so yeah, so Regis' fight was on pay-per-view too, right? So Devin has pay-per-view power. You know, like he can. He's been proven to like take somebody that's not ever been on pay-per-view and be on pay-per-view, right? For Hitchens, I mean Regis. So it definitely could be on pay-per-view. You know, there's no doubt about that. But I still think the Teal fight might, just because based on their attitude and the chemistry between the two fighters, I think it makes more of a bigger story with the Teal fight than the Hitchison fight. You know.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think that's a better fight too. But I know that Teal has been avoiding Devin Haney fights since dang near his whole
135.
career.
Yeah. I do, but I don't believe is at the detriment that you have to take a bad deal and a bad offer. I don't believe
No,
that.
I don't believe in that either. I don't believe in
Yeah,
that either. And that's why I say I don't think it's a duck because one, I don't want to see Devin fight T.O. next. I want him to get in there and get a tune up and see where he's at mentally. I don't want to see you hopping in there and then everybody being like, oh, he wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, get your shit together and go in
but
there
see,
and then fight. But my
But the
point that I was
reason
trying
you
to make to
giving
flyer
is different
frequency,
though.
but why y'all keep cutting me off? But the point I was trying to make to flyer frequency was that why wouldn't T.O. take the fight? Because Devin's vulnerable. Or people think that if, after a fighter comes off of a loss, they're vulnerable. So even if they were ducking them previously, they're gonna jump on the opportunity to take the fight now because you just came off that devastating loss and I'm your first fight back. So my thing is, why would
yeah.
T.O. duck him with an opportunity like that on top of Turkey Al-Sheikh offering him $5 million to take the fight? Which leads me
So
to the next thing I was talking about was that I don't think Turkey offered T.O. to fight because, like Bill Haney said on Knockout Channel, if T.O. haven't heard from Turkey Al-Sheikh, then that's probably because it wasn't a big enough fight. And just like Flyer Frequency just said, Turkey Al-Sheikh likes to make fights that are in high demand that people want to see. Let's be honest, T.O. versus Devin isn't in high demand. Nobody is really demanding they fight. They just brought it up and people was like, oh yeah, that'll be a good fight. It's not in high demand. And we all
No,
know T.O. is about
that's
his
a high
money
demand fight
and he
though.
wants to get money. He wants to make a lot of money in the fight. So I don't understand why he would turn down the $5 million offer. Could he have turned it down? Of course. But I just feel like every time or the two times we've heard Bill Haney talking about making a fight with Turkey Al-Sheikh, it's him telling fighters Turkey Al-Sheikh wants to make a fight. I never heard Turkey say he wants to make a fight with Devin and T.O. I haven't heard Turkey come out and say that.
2 cents, but boxers always
so
give T.O. problems, right? Like Sando Martin, all of the
No, listen,
boxers and
I'm not.
stuff.
I get it. I get it. All the matchup stuff. I get it. I get it. But the point that I'm trying to make is, if I'm T.O. and I've been ducking Devin, now's my shot to get in there and go fight him.
so you have to remember how Tio and Devin's like initial confrontation started, right? And when you look back at their story, their initial confrontation, at least in the pros, was when Tio came out and he was like, "Yeah, I watched Devin Haney," and that's how it started. Like it was this whole sparring thing where he said he watched Devin, and he went on with the slow rant because at the time Devin was like known for like posting sparring videos. I don't know if people remember that. Like he was this kid that was just like watching people and sparring. So it was weird to hear somebody this kid from Honduras who had all these allegations in the Olympics come out talking about he watched Devin, who's been watching other sparring partners. But when the initial, like when you see the first confrontation between them two since that story that Tio released with his dad, Tio's energy was completely different. And Devin was like, yo, I watched you in sparring. Why are you acting like you watched me? And at that moment in time, you saw in that interview between those two, when they were like talking face to face with each other, Tio's whole action was like, we can fight in the future, or like he was completely dismissive. It was no longer the whole sparring, like, oh, I made Devin feel bad about himself in sparring, blah, blah, blah. His whole demeanor changed. And since that time at 135, it's always been Devin trying to get a Tio fight, and there's been always issues on Tio's side that seem that like they don't want to fight. So I think, and that's something people always forget, that fighters know each other. We as fans, we look at fighters, we say, oh, he had a bad performance. But the reality is these guys know each other in the gym. So it's different. Like they have a sense of what this guy can do in the gym. Just because he beat Ryan doesn't mean I can necessarily beat him. It could be a style issue. I might not like his style. It might have been like he was totally outclassing me. There's a number of reasons why like Tio may not want to fight Devin, and we can speculate a lot of it. I mean, I personally think that stylistically, Devin poses a big trouble for Tio, even though we've seen Tio like show up for big fights. The question is, can he show up for like a world-class boxer like Devin, who's not just gonna come and attack you, And so,
Yeah.
and that's why I get with like this whole people saying, "Oh, Devin's ducking Tio." It's just bad negotiations. Devin won. So, like, if you remember the Andre Ward.
So now it could be bad negotiations, but Boots a duck.
No, I never called Boots a duck. I remember I told you I agreed with you. Remember that? I said Boots is not.
Okay.
Yeah. I never called
You
Boots
be
a duck.
disagreeing with everything, so I just assumed you disagree.
Nah, I didn't disagree with you on that. I disagree with KO on that. KO kept calling him a duck. I was like, how can somebody? The guy's not even 150. It's not even 154. How is he a ducking somebody 154? You know, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, bad agreements having bad negotiations. Me and you are negotiating with each other, and you say that, oh, I'm only gonna offer you like 3,000. I feel like I'm worth 5,000 based on what I've done in the past. I'm gonna say no. And how am I a duck? It's not like I don't want to fight you, but we just can't come to agreement on how this fight's gonna work. You know, I think that's where they're at with it. You know, it's unfortunate the talks ended. Like, it would be nice to know they're going back and forth trying to figure something out. But yeah, I can't say Devin's a duck, especially initially if they wanted to fight prior. You know, just like Boots and I can't say Boots and Virgil. Boots wanted to fight with Virgil how many times? I remember Virgil was like, we're gonna meet, but it's gonna be all the way up there. And I thought the dude was talking about heaven. I don't know. I was like, what are you talking about? All the way up where, bro?
Yeah, that's what I'm
ladder?
saying. I think a lot of people just feel like if you get an offer, you don't take it as a duck, which makes absolutely no sense.
It makes no sense. Yeah, a duck is when somebody just doesn't want, like, when you don't want to even come to the table. You don't want to fight a person for no reason. You know. Well, so like,
that's true.
Yeah, that's what I look. Like, remember Rocky and who was it? Rocky and was it Mr. T? And his coach was like, "Rocky's gonna murder you to death. We can't take that fight." That was a duck. But a duck is coming to negotiations. Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
I'm trying to upload a picture real quick, but yeah, I just wanted to touch on that real quick. I'm just curious. Like, I'm really curious what they're gonna do. To be honest with y'all, like, I want to watch, his comeback and him overcome stuff. Oh, JB Sports, there you go.
Hey, what's good?
But you got, it's two of you up here, JB. Let me take this one off. So,
Okay.
breaking news. Breaking freaking news. Hold on, y'all. Rollo Green in the building. T.O. is and will always duck Devin. Top ranked knew Devin wasn't taking that little money for the biggest fight at 140. That is not the biggest fight at 140. But this was just recently posted by Javante Tank Davis, and I'm unclear what it is or what it means. But as you can see, about 7 minutes ago, he said the fight is fucking canceled. He said the fight is fucking canceled.
Oh boy.
He wasn't happy at the press conference. You could tell he wasn't happy at the press conference. He's going to retire after 2025. He obviously wasn't happy. Arrived late to the press conference.
Man, they better pay Lamar Roach some money though. They got all that brother some money. They better buy her pay.
I don't know what they gonna do, y'all. Like, what is going on?
Is that on his Instagram?
Yeah, that's his IG.
Yeah,
hey, y'all talk real quick. I need to step away for 2 seconds. Y'all go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the fight's canceled. I didn't like the fight to begin with, but I've never.
Who cares? Who cares if it's canceled? Who cares? Nobody wants to see that fight anymore.
Yeah, I never liked it.
Tank need to get back in the ring, though. You need to get active, man. When was the last fight? Frank Martin? That was in the middle of this year.
I do want to see Lamar Roach make money. I never get
right? Tank can make any fight at the lower weights he want to make, right? So that's on Tank.
Yeah, Tank didn't capitalize off the momentum he had off the Ryan Garcia fight. That fight did 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. He was supposed to take his career to the next level. And then a lot of inactivity came after that fight. So he need to get back in the ring. Man. And I know a lot of people weren't crazy about the Lamar Roach fight, but at least it was a fight to get him back in the ring against a champion for 130.
Yeah, I wasn't quite. I didn't think it was a good fight, but like it's good to see brothers making money together. The brother was step up against his brother. I ain't got no problem with that. Yeah, I didn't like the fight to begin with, but also that. So that's unfortunate if that's not the case for the fight. I mean, the promotions were weird
because February was shaping up to be a good month. You had Benavidez Morel February 1st. Yeah, Keyshawn Davis and Chick February 14th. And then you had Tank coming up in March 1st. I think Rayo and Antoine Russell was going to be on that card too.
Yeah, I've been good.
Tickets only $250 for that fight, man. I'm going to that shit.
It was supposed to be Antoine Russell versus what's his name? Rayo.
Yep.
Yeah, that
yeah, he's fighting on undercard.
I feel like that could be a major card.
Shit, I'm going to that because I want to see if my man from Cuba is what they say is. Because I think Benavidez is gonna beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. That's gonna be crazy. I mean, the
That's
dude
gonna be
from
an
Cuba.
interesting fight because both guys had one
Morel's
fight at
really good, bro.
175. It seems that Morel still got his power coming up from 168 to 175. We don't know about
Back then
Benavidez.
at
He said he
175,
hurt
you
his
know,
hand before the
not against
Gospel
nobody
fight,
from LA.
so we as remains to
That
be
dude, he was
seen.
hitting that dude with everything with the kitchen sink, and that dude kept coming.
Jamie
Yep.
Sports, you have a weird echo, I think. I don't know. Is there like an echo coming from your audio?
Yeah, let me see something. Hold on. Here's echo.
Yeah, that dude, I don't know about his
Yeah.
power. At
Try to go to
175.
the settings in StreamYard and see if you can cancel out your background noises.
Okay. I'm gonna get off and try to get back on touch.
You can do that from the live, I think. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't seen that dude fight nobody but forklift drivers and warehouse workers.
Who's that? Oh, Morel.
He ain't fought nobody. Who he fought?
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, he's a champion. Intro.
Of what? Of what?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's a good amateur. He was a great amateur. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of great amateurs. Howard Davis was a great amateur.
Bubu Andrade was a great amateur too. But I'll say this:
Yeah.
I think it's still a good fight. I think it's one of the best fights to make it 175. Yeah, so I do give him a shot to win. But I think as far as experience, especially being in bigger fights with bigger names, we'll have to go to Benavidez. So it's gonna be the young up and coming, seeing if he could dethrone like the current big dog, and you know. And then
Shout
hopefully
out, hold on, y'all. Shout out to Rod Walker in the super chat. Let me see if he say something. Where did it say that? Oh, here we go. He ain't say nothing. He just sent $5. Appreciate the super chat, Rod Walker.
Nothing, go on mute. Nothing, go on mute. You two have an echo, I think. Yeah. See if you can cancel out your background noises.
So real quick, I've been on here almost 2 hours, so we're gonna get the 2 hour mark. I'm gonna let everybody get their 2 cents off, but the fight is fucking canceled. What the hell is going on with Gervonta Tank Davis and his fights? I don't feel like I see anybody else having this issues with their fights. I don't see Canelo having an issue with his fight. It don't look like Benavidez having an issue with his fight. Like, what is up with Tank? Like, is it him or is it the PBC? I know everybody want to say, "Oh, the PBC broke," but shit, they don't got no issue making everybody else fight.
Or yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have. It's sort.
You know what I'm saying?
It's sort of crazy. Yeah, it's sort of crazy what's happening.
I mean, I know a lot of people want to say it's because they PBC don't got no money, but it's just seemed like Tank the only one with a problem for real. So is it him or is it PBC? Like, what's really going on? I'm gonna have to talk to my sources when I see them again to find out, if they know anything. And what's crazy, it's people that's like, actually, no, it ain't no low ticket sales, crucial content. They damn near sold out the fight already, if not sold out already. They damn near have the fight already sold out.
Where are they supposed to fight at?
You know what I think it is? I wonder if it has something to do with like the opponent. Like who had this issue? There was some remember how Canelo had that deal that was like a 5-fight deal, and they started getting mad at the opponents he was choosing.
But Boxing Hacker, the venue's already almost sold out, so that shouldn't be an issue.
That's a good question.
Where was the venue?
They're having some kind of issue.
They're fighting. What they fighting at Boxing Hacker?
Was it Texas?
No, they're not fighting in Texas.
Or New York.
Texas.
I think they moved to the Barclays Center.
In New York.
Oh, Barclays. That's right. It was Barclays. It's in New York. Yeah.
It said somebody say it's not the PBC. Something going on with Tank and his team right now. Because that's what I'm saying. I'm like, everybody like, oh, it's PBC, but it seemed like Tank the only one having the issue.
I heard Tank's coach is no longer. What's going on?
You heard what? Mr. Shelton, I think you need to turn your volume down or something. It's a little echo. What you say? Band Up in the building. What's going on, Band Up?
Shelton, you need to cancel out your background noises because 2 Cents' voice echoing off your audio. But like, I wonder if I
Somebody
don't know.
say it could be an injury.
No, I don't think it's an injury. I wonder if it's like because they said his coaches were like questionable at the moment. I don't know if that's true or not. I will say this promotion for a Tank Davis fight is way different than any other Tank Davis promotions we've seen, right?
Well,
Like
you
first
gotta
thing,
understand stuff is gonna be a little different too because they're not with Showtime anymore. So they're with Amazon. So things are gonna be different because one, Amazon is new. I know they hired a lot of the Showtime staff, but they got different staff. They probably got different budgets. You know what I'm saying? You
but Frank
can't
Martin fight
compare.
was the same thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying because they're with Prime now. They're not with Showtime, so it's not gonna it's not gonna look the same. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I feel you. But Frank Martin was on with Prime as well, and that was pretty much the same thing. You know, like I just feel like not seeing so I understand his coaches were there, but not seeing his coaches with him up there in attendance was a little bit weird. You know.
Ray Davis says, listen to Stanionis. They haven't heard anything. Only Rayo and Gary A. Russell only accepted on the card. There is no undercard. I mean, but they
Yeah.
got time to get an undercard, or am I tripping? The fight not till March.
Well, yeah, they do because how long is the training camp? 6 to 8 weeks, right?
Yeah, 6
And
to 8 weeks.
you can always get like last minute people to jump in too. So
I
getting
don't
on
know.
shouldn't be hard.
I mean, I know everybody gonna start saying, "Oh, it's PBC out of business. PBC ain't got no money," but it's like Tank seems to be the only problem having an issue if we really sit back and analyze the situation. So, what is going? My question now is, what is
Coach
going
Calvin
on
and
with
Coach
Tank?
Kane not being in the picture. That's possible too. I don't know. I heard that. And people always say like, "Oh, they're family. They'll never break up, bro." Mike Stanford and Adrian Broner were like family, and Roy Jones fired his own dad. So one thing about fighters when it
But
comes to
Tank has
coaching,
trained with other fighters before. I mean, other trainers before and stuff.
yeah,
That's not nothing new.
but leaving your main coach is a whole different
Oh shit!
ballgame.
Leonard Ellerby said he's retiring. Oh right, when did Leonard Ellerby say that? I just seen him post that he got a basketball player that he managing. I thought, or he just retiring from boxing. And yeah, it could simply be a temper tantrum because maybe I mean, if Leonard Ellerby retiring, maybe he feeling some type of way.
Yeah, something's going on there.
Something's going
I
on.
I wouldn't even put it on PBC. I think the common denominator is probably something from Tank. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. I'm like
that's
at
my
this.
common
That's
denominator. If I
what
look
I'm like.
at all
Damn,
the
Morel
distractions,
his fight. I mean, David Benavidez having his fight. He ain't
yeah, it's
complaining and
Tank
bitching about
Tank
nothing.
versus somebody in his own stable is not going through. My guess, because he's a common denominator, right? It could be PBC, could be his
Yeah,
coaches, but all of them circle back with Tank.
but that's what I'm saying. GM, if PBC is broke, why are they not having an issue making the other fights? That's my thing. Why nobody else saying nothing?
I mean, I don't want like I would hope not. They're not broke. Like I said, when it comes to like,
So now Tank and his team never saw the full Ryan fight check, and it's been shaky over there ever since. Well, I never heard that.
yeah, like I would hate. I personally don't want it to be that PBC is broke. I think that's not good for boxing as a whole. Like we gotta realize when we see like promotional companies struggle and go through things, it's actually hurting the sport as a whole. Because it means our sport is not selling. So it's not just like, oh, I don't like PBC because of this. We want all these factions to succeed at the end of the day.
That's what I
So
was
like,
saying, B
yeah,
Dog. Like the fight already sold 15,000 tickets. What are we talking about?
it's a good question. I don't know.
Yep.
Something's happening.
Yeah, hopefully that ain't true, man. Hopefully they get that fight done. The fight gonna be at the Barclays, right? Barclays Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The PBC basically got 4 main fighters that's really I think they probably really focus on these 4 fighters. You got Canelo, you got Tank, you got David Benavidez, you got Errol Spence Jr. And you notice that that's probably gonna be their cause for next year. Both all 4 of those guys probably gonna be headlining pay-per-view fights. And those really are the main guys that are really keeping the PBC afloat, really. Those 4 guys there. So
Yeah.
if Tank ain't happy, man, they need to make them happy.
Which is a problem, right? Because essentially, if you only have 2 fighters that are like your big names, and they're at the tail end of their career, what happens when they leave?
Yeah.
Like Tanqueray marked this as his tail end of his career, and Canelo, you can only imagine, with 60-something fights. I'm sure he only has like a couple more big fights, and he's out of there. You know,
Yeah.
like where'd you compare your company got projected to be at? So it's I think that's why it's important. Like when people say, "Oh, they don't like Turkey doing this and that," it's important these fighters up and coming get as much visualization as possible, because they're gonna be the ones that help the sport moving forward. It's not gonna be the ones that here they're about to leave. You know, they
You know
already
what,
made their
Rod
money.
Walker? My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off, Boxing Hacker.
No, you
When
good.
I
You
go
good.
on panels and I say that, I say, Bob Arum put Top Rank out of business. They contract ended. You know what people tell me? People tell me I sound stupid. That's what they tell me when I say Bob Arum putting Top Rank out of business. And I
Yeah.
say, exactly. That's how stupid y'all sound when y'all say that shit too.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. All that shit is unfortunate. Like
It's
it's a,
not unfortunate, y'all. The business is changing. Sports, this is going on through all sports. They're all transitioning from cable TV to streaming. It's happening through all the sports. They're all trying to figure it out. Nobody is putting nobody out of business. Like, I don't know why
and
y'all
that's
keep saying that.
and that's why I keep people always tell me I'm crazy. I keep saying, when you look at people like Tank and Canelo, the reason why they're really as big as they are, one of the big things is because they were able to be on real pay-per-view TV, not on paid streaming. Like the integration of paid streaming as a service for boxing has been harsh. All these like ESPN Plus, the Zone, it's hard. And what makes it hard is because the old school watchers don't really gravitate towards apps, but TV is something that's always been there. Pay-per-view has been there for the ages. So older watchers know how to order pay-per-view. Older watchers might not want to sign up for ESPN Plus, knowing that there might be a fight in the future. You know, so
Then
like
they just
I
don't
think
want to
that
watch it.
yeah, that's been tricky. I think even now PBC is probably getting hit with the whole Amazon Prime thing. Amazon Prime is for people who have Prime TV. Like them, how many of them are boxing fans? That's only a percentage of the total boxing fans. So
Yeah,
all
but
those
most
things.
likely they probably got Amazon Prime. Hey, whoever just told me that Leonard Ellerby was retiring, can y'all post the link to where y'all seen that at?
That was Ray Davis, I think.
Yeah, I wanna get that. I wanna get that. Um Somebody say, was this a post and delete? Is it gone now? Because somebody came in here and said he posted it, and I went to it right away and screenshotted it. Let me see if
Yeah,
it's gone.
Tank gonna delete it. He missed the delete, so he gonna delete it.
A man
Yeah.
said no
Nah,
evidence.
it's
Tank
still up
Davis
there,
said
y'all.
no evidence.
It's
It's
still
still up
up
there.
there.
Ah,
Yeah,
Yep.
man.
Tank don't play no games with that evidence, buddy. No evidence for that brother.
If one of the major boxing writers confirm that the fight's canceled, then maybe maybe we might have to
That
accept
don't
that it's
even mean
canceled.
nothing either, because they be capping too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if Tank says it, then I think that's a problem.
One of the guys that really align with the PBC, like maybe Dan Raphael, or I think Jake Donovan, them guys are pretty aligned with PBC. If they say it, then I kind of agree with it. They come out and say the
Yeah,
fight
and
canceled.
like I said, I hate the fight, and I still hate the fight, but I'm never against brothers making money.
Hey, let me change my
And
title real quick so people can come in here since we talking about the fight being canceled. Go
yeah,
ahead.
I'm never against fighters making money, man. And being training, I know what it's like. You being in training camp for that long, that shit just gets canceled. That shit sucks, man. So hopefully
But let
they
me
can
tell
figure.
y'all, my son is an amateur. My son is an amateur boxer, and that shit is annoying. You know what I'm saying? My son training for a fight, and then the kid don't show up or the kid miss weight. Like, that is so
Oh yeah,
deflating. Like, I don't
he
know
did
if
all that
fighters
training for
ever get
nothing, man.
used.
You
Yeah,
want your
like,
super
nigga,
meals?
what? You talking about them? Shit, I'm taking you to practice every day. We doing all this, and
That should be
like,
Yeah.
yeah, it should be
that should
illegal.
be
You
a
should
kill,
have to
man.
let them know or something. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
you don't eat no food for like a whole day and shit. Just to make,
Yeah.
just to make weight.
Yeah. Like you say, you're not
Oh,
only affecting
somebody
your
say he
opponent, but you're affecting the
deleted
whole.
it.
Or you delete it.
Oh wow.
Oh, hopefully it ain't true.
They say
Hopefully he
he
just maybe a
deleted.
little
It's
upset.
still up. It's
It's
still
still
up.
up.
It's like 28 minutes. Yeah.
Say the fight is canceled, huh? Man.
Hold on, y'all. Let me see.
Yeah, well, we'll find out soon. I mean,
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing I don't like about boxing as a sport
Hey, but look, two
is I
cents. That
have to
might
depend
mean
on somebody else to do what they supposed to do
that might mean
in
Devin
order for us to
versus
be
Tank
able to
can
compete.
happen at 140. That'll be good. I think
Yeah, Tank
I
kept
want
saying
to
he's
believe
not going
Devin
back to
versus Tank is
140.
gonna happen.
Yeah, whatever.
Tank said he followed Barrios at 140. He could tell, he could feel the weight difference. He said he's not going back to 140. He 130. He really a 130 pounder. Really, he just his skills are good enough where he can go to 135 and get a title and win. But I think 140 might be a little too big for.
I think 130
Tank.
is pushing it though. He can make 130. I think he's pushing it.
Yeah,
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 he struggled. Yeah, he struggled 130.
yeah. He's he knock guys out at 135. He can knock some guys out at 140. He stopped Barrios, but he said after
Yeah,
the fight that he felt the weight difference,
I
so he
think
went back
when
down.
people saw Tank coming in so small, I forget what was either for I think it was for a Frank Martin fight when he came in so small. They gotta remember the dude just turned Muslim. He just went through Ramadan. Like the brother wasn't eating like that. Like he was,
Yeah.
That
so
just
it
shows
makes
you how
sense.
small he is, though.
No, that's not your walk around weight though.
He just said he
You're
walk
not
around like
eating. You're not
140.
eating for Ramadan. It's a little bit different. People lose weight during Ramadan because you don't eat.
But
You don't eat from sunset to
but
sundown.
the truth is, when you lose weight like that, if you come back and you just go back to doing what you was doing, you gonna gain all that weight back quick.
Oh yeah, that's the truth. That's why you see people like who was this fighter, Prince Nassim. They big as hell now because they cut all that damn weight when they were in
Woo,
boxing.
don't he look big? I seen that picture. He
He
talking
is
about the Fury
huge.
Usyk rematch. That dude there, man, he got to get with Jenny Craig or somebody, man. He got to lose some weight.
Boy, I get on that
That's
exhibit.
ridiculous. That guy
Who
was a
Fury?
featherweight, wasn't he? Wasn't he a featherweight when he was at his
Oh,
best? A
Prince
featherweight?
Nassim. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Your metabolism gets messed up.
Yeah,
Like you've been like when you be about to make weight, your body be struggling, man. Your body be halfway almost dying in those weigh-ins.
But they don't have to do that if they just eat right. Like it's not hard. I don't understand why y'all just won't eat
Oh
right.
nah, that's just hard to say. That's just hard in boxing, bro.
I mean, you got to eat right to even live. So what are we talking about?
Now eating right
yeah.
and making weight too, because if you know how you go to the doctor, you have that BMI, the body mass index.
You
and
can
shit.
maintain your weight. My son, my
You
son
be fine under
maintains
that
his
shit.
weight.
It's hard, and most people don't walk around with their body mass index.
But you
Yeah.
just stay in a certain range. So when it's time to cut the weight, you can cut it right
Yeah,
off.
that's smart. Like what Floyd did. But Floyd was also moving up in weight, so it's easier for him.
Like my
If you
son,
Mhm.
fight at 125. He don't get over he might get 132 at the biggest, and then he'll realize it's because you snacking, you eating late at night, like you doing all that. Like and we
Yeah.
just don't live like that, period. Like we eat pretty healthy, we pretty healthy people. So it's not abnormal to him.
So cutting weight's been easy for your son?
No, it hasn't, because he's young and he has to get disciplined. So
Mm.
I mean, it's a mental thing, but he's understanding it better now about maintaining his weight. But no, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say it's been easy, but it's a because you got to be disciplined, so it's a process.
Okay, so that's good. I mean, at least he's not too far away from the weight. He's not wearing sauna suits like the week before the fight or nothing.
Nah, but he just be wanting to wear him because he a boxer. He think it's cool, I guess. I don't know. I'd be like, take that off. You know what I mean? You don't need that
Yo,
on.
you taking all that water falls on the floor. That should be nasty, man.
Oh, we got Rollo. My bad, Rollo. I ain't see you back
Yeah.
there. We got Rollo to the panel. What's going on, Rollo?
Salute, 2 cents. Salute, chat. What's going on, fellas?
What up, Rollo? What you got? What's your 2 cents for the show?
I just got one question for you. What fight is bigger at 140 than T.O. and Devin? With no pay-per-view fighters there.
What's a bigger fight at 140 than T.O. and Devin?
Yeah, you said that wasn't the biggest fight. But nobody ever headlined the pay-per-view or got the
I think
accomplishments
the
of
I think
T.O.
the
or
tank
Devin.
fight. I think the tank fight at 140 with anybody is
Tank's
bigger
at
than T.O. and Devin.
135. See,
But
that's
if
what
we're talking
Tank
about the
says,
fighters, you ain't let me
Tank's at
finish answering.
135. He's at
Rollo, you gonna let
135.
me answer? You gonna let me answer? Let me think. Let me think about it though. Anybody, let me know and drop it below your 2 cents about what's a bigger fight than T.O. and Devin at 140.
What's a bigger fight?
That might be the biggest fight at 140. I don't think there is one. As far as like publicity wise, I think that's probably the biggest one. Right? They're great. There are tougher fights, maybe. Some that might be closer in odds, and some that have but I don't know if there's a bigger one.
Yeah, that's the biggest fight at 140. No doubt.
What's the big
I think
names
a
at
tougher
140?
fight. A tougher fight will be between Devin and Puyar. How you ever say that, dude? The other guy who be
I think Gary
Antoine.
Antoine. I think the Russell and Devin might be a bigger fight. What y'all think? No.
So Russell and I think Tio can sell about the same. I think Antoine doesn't talk as much as Mr. Gary Russell. He's more like this, like how you say, like prolific talker, you know. So I think Tio would sell the fight a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know,
Antoine, he ain't headline no main event though. He's been on undercards. He's never done a main event headline. Like at least Tio has done a headline main event, even though it's in a small room in Madison Square Garden. He has headline main events.
Okay, Rollo, that might be the biggest fight at 140.
I will say Antoine's a tougher fight though.
Yeah, he got a different style than anybody at 140. Antoine, man, he got a very aggressive style, man. He comes in with a lot of aggressiveness, man. He kind of leaves holes in his defense. Palo picked him apart on the outside a little bit. He got to clean that up a little bit, but he's a good fighter. That fight with Rayo, that's a 50-50 fight. That's gonna be a good fight.
What about Frank Martin and Devin? Or Frank Martin and Tio?
What does Frank did? How's he bigger than Tio?
No, he's not bigger than Tio. Yeah. It's a good fight.
Look, y'all got to stop hating on Devin when y'all sounding.
I'm not hating.
I don't think it's hate. They're just trying to figure out.
It can only be hate for you to say that there's a bigger fight at 140 than Tio. The build-up has been building up for 5 or 6.
I never said it was a bigger fight though. So how I'm hating? I never said there was a bigger fight at 140.
Yeah, I think Devin got to get with a promoter though. I think that's the main issue with it. He doesn't have a promoter. You know, you got Turkey, but Turkey, when you look at Turkey, man, he deals with promoters. He's got Frank Warren, he's got Eddie Hearn, he's got Oscar De La Hoya, and he's got Bob Arum. Now the only fighter that he has that probably don't have no promoter is probably Crawford. And Crawford is a bigger name and more known commodity.
Turkey goes over promoters' heads. So if Turkey gonna lay the bag
down, put on events.
Well, you say that, but if you look at Devin's career, if you take away the Tank and the Canelos, right, and maybe like a Wilder and a Fury,
right?
Like you look at the people in his career, he's done better than everybody at 130 and 135 and 140.
Right.
So how can we really say that he needs to do this or he's not doing good? He's actually doing really good.
It's excuses. It's only 6 pay-per-view fighters in the game, and one of them is Devin Haney, huh?
Yeah, you got.
Name me somebody else besides Canelo and Tank that been on 3 straight pay-per-views in the last 3 years.
Is Terrence Crawford a pay-per-view fighter? Hasn't he been on 3 pay-per-views?
Yeah, Terrence Crawford is right. You see who you got a name to compare to this man, the best boxer in the game.
Yeah, I think
Devin. I'm saying y'all need to stop hating. It's only 6 pay-per-view fighters in the game headlining, and Devin Haney is one of them, like it or not. And nobody at 140.
Because Frequent Flyer said Terrence Crawford wasn't a pay-per-view fighter. So I was just trying to get your opinion on that.
Devin Haney at 140 is more accomplished and has generated more money than all of the people at 140. You probably can.
Yeah, you have to give it to Devin. And because you look at his contemporary Tio. Tio say he never made
bullshit, man. Y'all hate Devin so much that y'all it's ridiculous, man. The same standards y'all use for Tank being the A side over Devin, he generates more money. Y'all turn around and say Tio's the A side over Devin when Devin got the ball in his court like Tank do when it comes to Tio. But y'all flip it around, and I just heard y'all do that on the show earlier today. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but the problem with it is that, like I said, we don't have a promoter that send no offer. You don't have a promoter.
I'm trying to understand what Rollo's saying. What we flipped around, Rollo the Sweet.
Well, you know how y'all say that, Tank generates more money and Devin had the belts, but Tank generates the money, so he's the A side, and I can agree with that. So when it comes to Tio, how can y'all turn and say, Tio's the A side because I don't even know the bullshit excuses they use.
No, I never said Tio. I know the argument was never Tio. I never said Tio was the A side.
You never said that. Yeah, I think we agree today. Yeah. No, that was me and KO. Yeah, me and KO were having an argument.
But just the fans in general, that was what they were saying on somebody else's show today.
Rollo, let me give you my point, my 2 cents, so you clear. I don't think that it's a duck because I never expected Devin Haney to fight Tio next anyway, because Devin Haney needs to see where he's at mentally, get himself together, see where he's at, and then go into those bigger fights. That's my 2 cents. My only issue with the situation is let's not paint other fighters as a duck, when in reality, we all know you're not about to fight them next anyway, because that, to me, in my opinion, that wouldn't be a smart decision for Devin. Devin needs to take the proper route so that he can have one of the biggest comebacks that we've seen. in a while since Earl Spence.
But
If
wouldn't
Devin
the,
Haney is able to bounce back from all of that
Hey,
shit with
hey,
Ryan
what's going on?
Garcia, go to 140, win the belts, do all that extra shit, that'll be a great comeback for him. And my question this whole time, Rollo, maybe you can answer it, has been with Devin Haney's criteria, with the money he won, being on pay-per-view and all of that stuff, who can he fight and who will be next after he sees where he's at and get those tune-ups? Like, who do you think he's going to fight? Because I don't want it to be an instance where we keep saying, oh, they ducking Devin, they ducking Devin, they ducking Devin, when in reality, Devin is kind of making some demands that he doesn't really qualify for or deserve. And then now it just seemed like everybody ducking Devin when that's not necessarily true. And on top of that, it seems as though every time Bill Haney has an offer from Turkey for a fighter, they never hear from Turkey. Is going straight through Bill. So that was the questions that I was asking. I'm not hating on Devin. I want Devin to be able to bounce back and move forward. Maybe undisputed at 140 if that's what he want to do. But what we're not going to do is sit here for months and months, and every time it's a fight coming up, they ducking Devin, or Devin deserve this, or Devin deserve that. That's what I don't want to start happening.
and I understand that. In the past, they was ducking Devin, but right now, it's hard to say he's pricing himself out. But he's in a situation where he's going to have to take the hit and take the lesser money and get back in there and show people. All eyes is on him. So wherever he fight next, the boxing world is going to tune in. So for people to say he lost his value, maybe to the promoters because they blackballing him, because I mean it comes down to this. Devin's in the position he don't want to make $100 million fight and only get 15 million like Tank's doing. That's what's really going on at PBC. They made that big $100 million fight and he didn't see the $60-70 million they fresh vanilla and sugar.
How do you know? How do you know that, Rollo?
I mean it's common sense, and
No, I'm just asking. Like where should what makes you think that? Like
look at what's happening. You think this man that's fighting easy fights? His fight. When the last time he went to the ninth round?
What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, I missed the context.
What do you think he's unhappy about? Why do you think he's talking about return? Because he didn't want to do it.
That's what we're trying to figure out.
I'm telling you.
Oh, you mean Tank?
I'm telling you what my insight is. Okay, we don't know, so you can't say I'm wrong or right. But I'm just telling you my 2 cents. He's retiring because he's not getting the money he said they promised him he was getting. And he's in that contract, one of them music industry Al contracts like TLC was in that he can't get out of. Only way he can get out of it is retire. That's
so now you're saying Tanking a 360 deal with Al Heyman?
Ain't no doubt.
I don't think so. So I think if you listen to how he described why he was retiring, he compared it to why Lomachenko's retiring, right? He said he didn't call it Lomachenko. He was like, see what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot. So and the reason I think they're saying this is because you have to remember these people started boxing for since they were young, and as fans we look at it one way, right? We look at it like, oh, the fight's about to happen, so exciting, blah blah blah. For them, it's different. It's not that kind of perspective. They're living it. So for them, it's like, oh, I gotta get away from my family for 8 weeks. I gotta do these damn press tours. I gotta get up.
No, that's no. You don't box your whole life and then at the peak of your prime you're making the most money. Now you want to retire.
Shout out Claymore Rain in the building. He says
that's
money.
That's just not what's
is that what you're saying, Clay? You think that's why the fight is canceled? Because of money? And now my question was, before you came, I was asking, is this a PBC issue or is this a Tank issue? Because it seemed like nobody else is having an issue with PBC getting their fights and their money. David Benavidez ain't saying nothing. His fights coming. So is the issue with PBC and Tank, or is the issue with PBC overall? Like, what exactly is going on?
I think it's Tank. David Benavidez ain't generating the money Tank is generating. He's getting a flat free up front. Tank wants that back end, but he ain't seeing the back end, and that's why Calvin.
But how do you know that? Why do y'all keep saying that?
I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Look at the press conference of this fight. The proof is in the pudding. The money ain't got split around. That's why Calvin. That's why they arguing over there.
Shout out Claymore Rain on the panel. What up, Clay? What's going on? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Man, what's good? 2 cents. Am I coming in clear? I'm in my truck, so.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Man, I don't know how real this whole entire canceling the fight thing is. You know the antics go up when Tank is about to make a fight. Any way to get attention to the fight. It used to be Floyd Mayweather, throw a shot at him. Now it's constantly threatening to take the fight away or showing that he's disenchanted with the whole way the business is being done. But I'm gonna say it like this: Tank has said very clearly before that he doesn't care about legacy. He doesn't care about any of these things. He cares about his money. So if you see Tank being indifferent with the fight coming together in any kind of way, you got to assume it has something to do with the money. You got to assume that it's heading in a direction that the money's not where he wants it to be. I mean, it's very simple. You know what I mean? Whether it's how much he's getting, whether it's the production, whether it's a promotion going on behind the fight, it doesn't really make a difference. The reality is that Tank is money driven. He's driven by the idea of getting as much money as he can so he can move on with his life. Outside of that, there's nothing else that's going to move Tank. He doesn't care about social media.
But let's think about it. But hold on, Clay, not to cut you off. I heard somebody say a different thing. What if it's not PBC? What if it's Tank and his team with the real issue? Because I think that it might have been Ray Davis that came in here and told me Ellaby was retiring.
Right.
And
Leonard Ellaby did an interview 2 weeks ago, a week or so ago, where he spoke and said that after Tank Davis is retired, he's retiring, that he's done with boxing. He's going into the WNBA. He's trying to go into female basketball, and he has aspirations of making money there. That is telling within itself, just that the business of the PBC isn't even lucrative for Leonard Ellaby to want to sit back and continue to promote boxing. Look, I mean, we'll never know what it is until it actually comes out. But look, man, you can read the signs.
you going in and out, Clay.
Good. How about now? Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, there's a trajectory that the PBC is heading in right now. They're not paying for the David Morrell, David Benavidez fight.
Somebody got music in the background.
Yeah, somebody got some music. Not me.
I'm sitting at Denny's eating. My bad.
About to get me copyrighted, Rollo.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do y'all hear me, or am I?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll just land my plane at the fact that the writing's on the wall. Nobody's hating on the PBC, but it's one sign after another sign after another sign. David Morrell and David Benavidez's fight. Samson Lee Woods had to go find the money to pay for that fight. It's no secret. We don't know what the undercard is for Gervonta Tank Davis's fight. We hearing.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
you fading in and out. You said we hearing what?
Yeah, Stanionis is not announcing. Is basically saying that nobody has. He hasn't been locked in for his fight that he's supposed to be on that Tank Davis card. I haven't heard anything from Gary Antoine Russell confirming that Rayo and him.
I mean, it's still kind of early, right? Or am I tripping?
But I don't know. They did a press conference.
It's March 1st.
They did a press conference for Tank. The production was horrible. He didn't bring up Leonard Ellaby wasn't there. Calvin Ford didn't show up to the New York press conference. Kenny Ellis went on interview and said if Tank decides to cancel this fight on March 1st, he's going to support him. He won't be surprised. Why? Because he says the PBC is not rolling out the red carpet for Tank the way they are for Canelo Alvarez, the way they give him money. There's already rumblings about in different situations going on between Calvin and Tank. I don't know how, there's so many different things being said at the same time, but now you got Tank on social media saying that the fight is effing off. Not that it might be off. He's frustrated, clearly. He's clearly frustrated, and he should be, because he is crowned the face of boxing in many ways. He's an exciting fighter, super entertaining, and the PBC not making sure that this guy is taken care of doesn't show anything promising for the other fighters. If they're not going to roll out the red carpet for Tank Davis, what are they going to do for the rest of the fighters? There's even rumors going around that they owe people money, some of the fighters money, that Errol Spence is waiting on money, that the Charlo brothers are waiting on money, that Jamel's waiting on money.
Y'all keep talking, I'll be right back.
They can't even make the fight happen, with Errol Spence. They want to blame it on Errol and say, oh, Errol is scared. He's not ready to come back. That's not, we got to be more realistic and honest about what we're looking at here. There's obviously an issue. And Tank is not the type of person to lay down. He told everybody he had a deal coming in that was north of $200+ million. And I keep saying that off the strength of the rumor was it was $240 million, but we still never got no confirmation on that. Well, if you do the math on $240 million for 6 fights, that's $40 million a fight. So how are you going to talk to this man about giving him $12 million, $10 million, $5 million, $3 million guaranteed for the fight? You're going to have to give him a lot of money for him to fight. That's what he's in the sport for. If Tank is upset, he's upset about his bread. Nothing else moves that man.
It's common sense.
It's
I
gonna
didn't
be
even
hard for
think
him to
about
get 40
that.
million to
Common
fight
sense.
Lamont Roach. A guarantee for 40 million to fight Lamont Roach. I can't see that happening. I don't know why he was expecting that. Maybe the language in
Because
the
they told him
contract.
that. They promised him that. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah,
spoke on
I
it.
think
You
everything kind of went
embarrassed him.
left when the Lomachenko fight fell through. Loma decided that he wasn't motivated to train, so that was going to be a big fight. And I think he would have got money that would have been satisfactory. But then they went to Lamont Roach. Obviously, they was going to have to lower the money. He wasn't going to make what he make fighting Lomachenko, fighting Lamont Roach, because Lamont Roach is not known like a Lomachenko is.
And how
So
about
I think
this?
he
How
probably.
about this? If he's going to make $40 million to fight Lomachenko, how much were they offering Lomachenko? Right? We can only speculate, right? But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, Lomachenko, I tell everybody this, and I mean this. Everybody who fights Tank Davis for what? Their biggest payday. Am I right or am I wrong?
Correct.
Yep.
All
Right.
right. If you take that off the table, Tank Davis becomes Jerron Boots Ennis, bro. He becomes a high liability, high risk, low reward. He doesn't bring no legacy to the table like that. I mean, there's legacy attached to fighting him, but it's not like that. If they're fighting Tank Davis, it's for their highest payday. If Lomachenko was entertaining fighting Tank Davis, it wasn't for legacy. He's already done legacy. He brings legacy to the table as far as Lomachenko is concerned. If he's coming to the table to
Shout
fight
out,
Tank Davis,
not
it's for
boxing.
money.
Hold on. Shout out Knockout Boxing 86 TV in the building. What's going on, Knockout?
Hoping and wishing.
Yeah, that's what I said
Facing
already.
reality.
I said that earlier. What he said
But
right there. I said that earlier.
This is what he said.
This-
Maybe he
I
could be.
didn't even hear you, Clay, but let me say this. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All I'm know, this is what I know about PBC. No matter what's been going on with them, how broke people say they are, whatever they do, bubblegum and tape, they're still able to pull these fights off and put them together. That's the experience we've had over all of these years, right? Now, I'm not understanding why Tank seems to be the only person having an issue, or it looks like he's the only person having an issue with what's going on. And from that perspective, maybe there's an issue going on with Tank and his team that he got going on versus it being a PBC issue. Is PBC going through some changes and some different things? Absolutely. But I don't know why we have to jump to the doom and gloom every single time things come up with PBC fighters. We don't do that with anybody else. We didn't jump to doom and gloom when we heard Bob Arum and ESPN contract was about to
Because
end.
Bob Arum
We didn't
put
jump
on
to
like
doom
40
and gloom.
plus events.
But Bob Arum, but that's what I'm saying. PBC and Top Rank got different models, so you can't even compare. PBC has never put on as much fights as PBC has never put on as much fights as Top Rank. Top Rank puts on quantity. PBC puts on quality events. That's what, you know what I'm saying? They don't have the same business model.
Okay. All right.
Shout out to Coach Eddie. We got Coach Eddie on the panel. What's going on, Coach Eddie?
Hey, salute to everyone. I hope everybody having happy holidays. Everything is good.
What's up? What's up?
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Salute to you.
Yeah,
you know
I kind of want time. Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Why we're not saying, it seems like Al Heyman is the only one that, you know, hasn't just committed his stable to Turkey or working with Turkey Al Sheikh. So, I mean, why we keep jumping to doom and gloom? Like, do y'all think they just gonna let PBC go down and go out of business and then nothing that gonna exist no more? Like, what are we talking about? I've always said this is a rebuilding year and a rebuilding time for PBC, which it seems to be for all of the promotional companies, as you can see. And we're saying, oh, Top Rank put on 40 cards. Like, what was the best cards you felt like Top Rank put on last year?
I don't care what the best cards were. They're putting on fights. The name of the game, a promotional company's thing, a platform is to put on fights. It doesn't have to be about, they're not competing with each other. This is about the PBC. We don't even need to bring up Turkey.
Did the PBC
we don't need
put
to bring
on
up
fights?
Bob Arum. We don't need to bring up Turkey. We don't need to bring up Bob Arum. We don't need to
You brought up Bob Arum though.
No,
you
I
brought up
did.
Bob Arum.
You brought up.
You just said Bob Arum put on 40 fights. You brought that up.
You said
that's good.
You said that Top Rank You said Top Rank is going through the same thing as the PBC. Why are we only talking about the PBC? I responded and said because they put on 40 fights. They don't seem like they're digressing. They're just moving on from one platform to another one. PBC is the one who's gone down to 5 events in a year, 2 of the events that they didn't even pay for out their pockets. I mean, there's just so many things to talk about when it comes to what's going on.
So it's not paying for something out of your pocket good business or bad business?
Not putting on fights is bad business. However,
so did they not put on fights or did they put on fights?
They put on, not putting on. When you listen, when you sit there and you say, we're letting you guys know that we're going to do 10 to 14 fights for the year, and you only put on 5 events, it's a sign of something is wrong.
Shout out Big Dog Willie. What's going on, Big Dog Willie?
What's up? Finish what I got something to ask you in a minute, but finish what you guys are saying. Finish what you guys talking about.
I mean, I landed on the fact that at the end of the day, we can ignore it. I don't care. I want the PBC to be successful. I want to see fights. They have so many fighters over there, but it's clearly something in the soup that's not souping, man. Period. That we don't need to go anywhere else.
I'm not ignoring it. I'm just trying to say, like, I'm not ignoring it. I'm just saying it may be something going on, and it may be some things they got to work on and some changes they got to make. But what is the issue though? Like,
I think I want to jump in real
rebuilding.
quick too.
They're rebuilding and trying to figure everything out, and they're obviously not doing too bad if they're still able to put on the fights. The only fighter we've seen that's having an issue with things that's going on is allegedly Tank Davis. But even with that, he's still got to fight. That's what I'm saying. So is it him that's the problem? We keep trying to point the finger at PBC like they just about to fall apart and go off the face of the planet. That's how people talk about this situation.
I don't know if they're going off the face of the planet, but I'm telling you, they clearly having a hard time paying high price fights. You know what I'm saying? They're having a hard time with that. They did it with Canelo, but they got help. Everybody knows. They cross-promoted. They got involved with the zone in one way or another. Canelo can get money from other places the same way David Morrell and David Benavidez. I'm going to scratch that off. I'm going to say Samson Leibowitz had to reach out to make a fight happen by getting money. David Benavidez had to reach out to David Morrell to put a fight together. Look, the last production he put together with Tim Tszyu, come on, man. The card was great. The production was trash. Even the David Benavidez, David Morrell press conference was lively. Shout out to David Benavidez and David Morrell for selling that fight. But the production.
So you think it's trash because they didn't have no money, or you think it's trash because they rebuilding and they're no longer with Showtime and Prime is trying to figure out how to do things?
I don't know one way or another what it is exactly to just call it, but I can tell you that it smells, walks, talks, quacks. You figure out the rest. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not ignoring the signs. I have no crystal ball, but I'm just making it clear that it's no secret at this point. Something in the soup ain't souping. Something in the math. You know what I'm saying? It ain't working. Something's missing.
Yeah, so you think PBC gonna go out of business? Man. So you think they're gonna go out of business within the next year or two?
I don't know if they're gonna go out of business. I hope they don't. I don't know, but I can tell you, if we're talking about Tank Davis and his issues.
But the fight damn near already sold out. Clay, wouldn't it be crazy to cancel it?
10, 15, $20 million guaranteed doesn't come from what's going on in the building. It comes from what it's going to do on pay-per-view. Not to mention the fact that I kept telling you guys, and I know I got shot at this, Tank Davis is at a place in his career where he's going to want guarantees. He's no longer going for that $3 to $5 million guarantee up front and then promising him a bunch of money on the back end because of pay-per-views. Pay-per-views are going out of model. They're legally streaming.
Well, he can't get that with Lamar Roach. He's going to fight Shakur then. He's going to fight Keyshawn Davis.
The thing is that Tank is looking around at the landscape. He's looking at all them guys, all the money that Tyson Fury's making and Usyk making. These guys are making 70, 80, $90 million every time he plays. So guaranteed. And to me, hold on, champ. And to me, he's feeling some type of way. He's like, dang, these dudes are making 60, 70 million guaranteed. Ain't got to sell no tickets. Ain't got to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Canelo money is guaranteed because he had a fan base. See, Canelo had Tank Davis had a fan base, but his fan base streamed the fight. We got to call it. We got to call a spade a spade. His fan base streams the fight.
Canelo fan base don't stream the fight. We got NHA2 back on the panel
because they support him.
Right.
It's a cultural thing. We got to keep it 100. It's a cultural thing. If we can get something for free, we
The
gonna get it
Tank
for
fans
free.
support
Yeah,
him
they
It
gonna
too.
get it up. Yeah, they gonna try to stream it and get the fire
That's
stick
very
out.
true.
So
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. That makes
Wait,
sense.
So
not,
that,
not
I
to
mean,
not,
it is what we got to call a spade a spade. It is what it is, brother.
Canelo got a country behind him, and Tank got split niggas behind him. See what I'm saying? That's the difference.
Why does
Canelo got a
everybody
whole
want
Oh, you're
country.
Tank to work
bro,
with
you're
Turkey
cool,
so
man.
bad? I don't understand that.
If you want to, it doesn't matter. If you want to see the thing about this, we can't fall in love with no boxing promotion company. HBO is way bigger than PBC. They went out of business. HBO is
That's right.
legendary when it comes to
That's
boxing.
right.
Legendary. Showtime, legendary. PBC is just another. PBC has been on so many networks, like what 10, 11 to 12 networks. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, god dang, their track record is abysmal. You know what I'm saying? It's
Coach
easy.
David
Because
always
it
It's easy.
it
Hold on.
has
It's easy to spend somebody else's money, but when you got to spend your own money, that's when it becomes hard. And that's what it is. PBC don't have the budget that they once had, so now they got to spend their own money, and they don't want to
none of
spend it.
these promotional companies got the budget that they once had.
What's going
That's what
on
I'm
there?
saying. This is going all across the board. That's why they going with Turkey because they don't
And
got the
I'm
budget that they
thank
once
God
had.
for Turkey. I'm glad Turkey's in business. I'm glad Turkey's in the boxing business because he's been delivering some entertaining fights. I don't care who delivered the fight. I don't care what channel the fight comes on, as long as I get to see it. I'm not in love with no promotion company.
Turkey been showing out. Get that straight. Turkey been showing out.
I'm not in love with no promotional company either. I just don't like everything's just been so doom and gloom lately. I'm like, why? Like, do y'all because who's going to if PBC leaves, who's gonna put on fights in America?
Pro box.
Top rank.
Turkey's gonna put on fights from both here and Saudi.
I heard
Facts.
Turkey wasn't doing no more fights in America.
No, Turkey say it is. So I think people are
That's
just over exaggerating what's happening in
Never
Turkey.
said that.
No, I actually read an article saying that
No, but
that he
Turkey
won't
say
be
he
doing
is
no
gonna
more
still do
fights in
fights in
America,
America.
and his budget got
Tweeted that
cut
before.
30% for boxing or some shit like that. But I mean,
And
we'll
Turkey,
see. We'll just have
yeah.
to see moving forward. The whole thing is the landscapes of sports is changing. Period. And from my understanding, Al Heyman has been really sick. And
Yeah.
that's been a lot of the issues also going on with PBC is the fact that
Yeah,
Al
that's my
Heyman has been
question.
sick. And I don't understand did Al Heyman not leave a successor or nobody that understand
Well,
Sam
how things
Watkins.
go.
Sam Watkins is Al's right hand man.
but the thing is, these fighters can pool together and they can start their own promotional company like Oscar De La Hoya did. You know what I'm saying? Oscar De La Hoya, but they won't work together. Danny Garcia had a little small promotion company. Hopefully, it can get big because at the end of the day, when these promotion companies go under, it's the fighters that suffer, not us, because they're the ones that can't get. I know fighters today right now that are driving Uber. I'm not being funny. It's sad. And there's some of my own boys.
But
They're
fighters
driving
have
Uber.
always worked though.
They can't make money. You know what I'm saying? They door dashing because they can't get fights. I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm just saying that's the reality of being a boxer. You have to wait
Yeah,
for
yeah.
their phone to ring. And I feel for Lamont Roach if this fight is being canceled because this is going to mess his bread up. Not only that, all the fighters on the undercard, it's going to mess their bread up too. And they were looking forward to getting that money. You see, if you ain't fighting, you ain't getting paid. You know, if you're a boxer, you got to fight to eat. You know, that's what you really fighting for bread. And when you ain't got no fight lined up, you ain't eating. You door dashing. You
Hold on.
Ubering. You doing all kind of stuff. I'm telling you.
Who said anything about this fight being canceled? Is this just
Do you see this
hearsay?
right here on the screen? It says Javante, the fight is fucking canceled. He posted that on his Instagram.
Who? What do you say?
You see this
I didn't
picture
catch
on my
that.
screen? You see this picture on
Yeah.
my screen? Javante posted that on his Instagram.
Wow. Well, when was this? A couple minutes ago or something?
No, he posted it like an hour ago, I think. I just posted I screenshotted as soon as he posted it in case he deleted it.
So it's
So
safe to say
but
that
the
Tank was
thing
lying about that
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
246 fights then, huh?
I hope
I'm
it's
just curious. I'm coming in here late, so
I wouldn't
oh,
say he was lying. I don't know why he would lie about that.
yeah, that's not
Shit,
that
Because
messes
things
up
do
picture sales. You
change.
gonna lie?
he
well, you
said
know,
it
Tank
wasn't
is the
true.
delete.
Ain't that what
He
you
is the
call a
tweet
lie?
and delete king. He will tweet something and delete it.
Ain't that what you call a lie when you say something and then it ain't true?
Is it a lie if things change?
Because
Is it not true because it changed? Am
contract
I a
don't change.
liar?
But listen, contracts don't change, baby. You don't say you signed a $240 million 6 or 7 fight deal and then 2 years later it just disappeared. No, baby, contracts don't change. Yeah,
Just like he
that,
could retire before his
that's
contract
binding.
end, I'm sure they can make changes too because you're getting paid on a fight by fight basis. But the point is, whether you think he lied or not, which I don't know why he would lie about that, it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand why Tank would lie about that. But
You
I'm
did.
about to. I'm just trying to figure out. I don't know why they do this. They come out, oh, the fight is fucking canceled. Then don't say nothing else. Now everybody on here speculating, making up shit. Like, be more specific and say what's going on. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
How you
not
don't
cool.
understand that.
how do you go from talking 6, 7 fight deal to $250 million to you retire next year? What would make a man do that?
I
Leave
mean,
all
by
his
the end
money
of
on the
next year,
table.
he could have 5 fights. So what's the big deal?
And
By the
boxing
end
is
of next
stressful,
year,
guys.
come on, 2 cent. The man fight once a year. See, y'all
No, he
delusional.
doesn't. No, he
Y'all
doesn't.
delusional.
How many times has Tank fought once a year?
No, boxing is stressful too.
How many times did he fight last year, 2 cent?
Wasn't he in jail last year?
No.
The
How
whole
many
For
month.
times
30
did he
for
fight
30
last year?
days. The dude was in jail for 30 days, literally. Like
Right. You
y'all
see
like
how
the
they give
y'all
all
like
these
the man did a
excuses for
year
him?
bid. The
I
man
know.
did 30 days in the
So
joint
he fought one time
in the
last year. How
county.
many times did he fight the year before? What does fighting one time have to do with anything? Terrence
You
Crawford
said,
fight once a year.
well,
What is
you
that
just said it
saying?
ain't like he can't have 5 fights, and that's just delusional for you to even say that.
No, I said
Not
he's
gonna have
already
five
got 2
fights.
fights. If he fights 3 times next year, that'll be 5 fights
He's
on the
not gonna
deal.
fight them.
Okay, wait on it. You wait
Well,
on it.
Canelo was given us 3 fights, at one time on a pretty regular basis, 3 fights a year at one time. He was staying pretty active for an older fighter. That's kind of unheard of for an older fighter. That has that many fights
Canelo
to
was
give
in the
you
peak of his
to,
prime when he was
to
giving
give
us those
to give
fights.
you
He was
three
30 years
three
old.
fights. But he gonna at least give you two. He's gonna at least give you two every year
Yeah,
minimum.
he gonna
You're
do
gonna
that.
get two. You're gonna get two minimum.
35 million guaranteed,
Yeah,
man.
Tank
You're
was
gonna get up.
fighting twice a year until he got locked up. And then everything switched. They left Showtime. They with Amazon Prime right now. I mean, it hasn't even been a full year yet. And Steven Espinoza said it might take 2 years before they're able to get everything together with Amazon Prime. So just give it time. Let's just wait and see. We gonna every time something happened with PBC up until the time they get it together. Let's just
What
wait
the
and
thing,
see.
what the thing about it
Gotcha.
is, the thing about it, they almost becoming obsolete because out of sight, out of mind. Really doesn't matter. I don't care if the PBC come back or not. It doesn't matter to me. I'm getting what I want. You know what I'm saying? If they don't want to put on fights, we can't make them put on fights.
What
If
they
they
say
put
they
something
had
on, I'll
12
watch it.
shows.
If they don't, it is what it is. We got to move. Boxing don't wait on no man. Boxing
They
No, we
gonna
said they
know
keep
we
had
going.
know.
12 shows. They gave us 4 last year. What happened to the other
I,
8?
They,
I mean, to be fair, we do want them to still win though. We don't want them to because it hurts boxing as a whole, right? Like every time promotion company goes down, it's not like they're just the only ones affected. The whole sport gets affected that way, And it
Well, the way
also is a
these people
statement for
talking boxing
boxing.
hacker, people saying they can't wait for Tank Davis to retire. The sport gonna be better
No,
without him. I'm hearing all this stupid shit.
yeah,
I'm like, why are y'all
that's
even
not
saying
true.
that? I
That's
don't
I think
understand that. They can't
that's
wait
far
for the
fetched. Yeah,
PBC. Soon as the PBC go down, because they've been blocking fights and all of this stuff. When PBC make a lot of cross promotional fights.
yeah.
The
We
They
stuff
want
have
that to
people
been
be
be.
blocking the big
saying,
fights,
the
though.
stuff people be saying, I don't understand it. What big fights have they been blocking?
They was blocking the Earl and Bud fight. They
No,
was blocking the Tank and
Rollo, let me
Devin
ask you a
fight at
question. Let
35.
me ask you a question, Rollo. Did
Y'all just
Terrence
stuck on these
Crawford,
people.
Rollo, did Terrence Crawford not try to sue Bob Arum because he didn't make the big fights for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he
So,
did.
so did Al Heyman block the fight, or did Bob Arum not try to make the
I
big
think
fights
I
for him? It
think
can't
both.
be both. It
It
can't
can
be
be both.
both.
It most
No, it
definitely. Are you?
can't.
What's wrong with you, girl?
He's
It can
trying to
most
Bob,
definitely.
sue Bob Arum because Bob didn't make the big fights for him.
Listen.
Yeah,
He couldn't do that if it was
So
Al
okay.
Heyman's
So
fault.
when he
that's why
left,
he
he
sued
was
him.
clearly saying, what was he
That's
saying?
not why
I'm my own boss. I can come to the table by myself. You got to keep going and ask them.
Yeah.
Then remember when
Talk to Al. See Al.
Spence, right? Remember when Spence tweeted, "Man, I think I'm getting played." Guess what happened? 2 days later, the fight was made. He wasn't talking about Bud playing him. He was talking
He
about
probably
PBC
definitely was
playing
Hold,
him.
talking about Bud playing
hold
him.
on 1 second too.
Bud
Hey,
gonna play
hold
him?
on. I want to bring something else in too. Deontay Wilder and Joshua fight. They told Deontay Wilder that $120 million was slave wages. That's exactly what they told that man. They don't tell me that Al Heyman is willing to. Al Heyman want everything on his side of the field. He want everything on his net,
Eddie Hearn is
on
the reason
everything
why
on
that
his
fight didn't
network.
happen with Anthony
On
Joshua
that,
and
no, hold on. It was Shelly Finkel, and I got it. You can go pull the footage up. They said the money is real. They said the offer was real. We sat down with the zone. The money is real, but we, Al Heyman, chose to go another direction. We gonna bet on ourselves, and you can go pull that footage up. See, the
PBC
internet
not
is
about to put their
undefeated. They
champion
said the money
in
was
the
real.
fire.
The $120 million was real. They turned it down because Al Heyman advised Deontay Wilder to turn that deal down.
So
They don't want to
all
let go of their
promotional
belts.
companies do that though? Y'all act like PBC is the only company that didn't quote unquote want to make a big. That's what I'm saying. All the promotional companies do this. So for you to say, "Oh, I can't wait for PBC to go out of business," they was blocking all the big fights. So was other promotional companies. My point is, this is part of the business, but y'all act like PBC is just the worst.
Hey,
Yeah, but
hey,
top
two
ranking
cent,
fighters
two
stay in
cent,
big
hey,
I've
fights
never
two
though.
cent.
heard a fighter
Hold on, hold
sue
on,
Al Heyman for not making big fights. I've never heard
two,
that.
2 cent. If somebody advised me to turn down $120 million, you fired on the spot. You no longer my advisor. You fired. How you going to tell another man to turn down generation? You literally told this man to turn down $120 million. What kind of advisement? What kind of advisor
He
are
should
you? You know,
That's
come
the
on now. You fired. You no
Al
longer my
Heyman
advisor.
is that I, okay? Well, he should have fired him then. But from my understanding, I ain't heard nobody say Al Heyman advised them wrong. They thank Al Heyman. They grateful for the shit Al Heyman did. Canelo said he should have went with Al Heyman from the jump. He just said that
well,
recently.
that's the
I've
Yeah,
never
but
heard a
Canelo.
fighter suing Al Heyman.
yeah, but
Like if
if it's Al
Golden Boy
Heyman, they
built
Have
should have
y'all?
Canelo
fired
Alvarez.
Have
PBC.
y'all?
All of them fighters are saying Al then wasn't taking care of them over.
Have
A lot
y'all
of them.
heard of a fighter suing Al Heyman? Is what I'm asking y'all.
I mean,
No,
they ain't got
I've
to.
never heard that.
They
I
just
think
left
Al.
him.
Anybody?
They don't got to sue him though.
No, I think Al normally does good for his fighters. I mean,
Yeah, he
Al's a
over,
good businessman. I'm not
he
like I said.
If he
overpays.
was
He
doing so
overpays
good, why
his
did he
fighters.
just
And
lose
Al
all of his
pays you good.
fighters?
He pays them more than
Yeah,
they worth.
I mean, he's doing
If
the
he
same
was
thing
doing
that
so good,
Turkey's
why
doing, right?
Jamil
At
leaving?
the end,
Why
he
why
did. Him
Merriweather
and
leaving?
Turkey
Why all
have
of them
similar
leaving?
stories in that regard. Like Turkey pays top market values for his fighters. Al's doing the same thing. Both people have like shows that do well because they try to put money in their own people's pockets.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think
Yeah.
Al Heyman is really sick. I think Al Heyman is sick, and that's part of the biggest issue with what's
At,
going on with PBC. That's what I
yeah, I can't
honestly
go for
think.
that because if you're
And
in the
and and
multi-million
they're
dollar
rebuild
business,
and they're
one man
re
ain't gonna
y'all
properly
stop
sell it.
cutting me off. Let me talk. Let me talk. And they're rebuilding and trying to figure things out. May they probably are having issues. They may be having money issues, but y'all got to understand it's just a part of business. Let them rebuild and let them do what they need to do. Business happens in cycles. They've been on top and doing a good job for a long time. And just like this comment say, once the pandemic hit, a lot of things start changing. A lot of their fighters are aging out. Like, let's just give them time to rebuild. Let's just do that. It's all good. In the meantime, you got Turkey. You can watch fights all Saturday after fucking noon
I
when
used
they
to
fighting
watch
over
fights
there
Yeah.
in
on
Saudi
Saturday
Arabia.
afternoon. Used to
Yeah.
be some good ass fights back in the '90s on Saturday
I think
afternoon.
Listen,
I wouldn't be surprised if I mean now Devin. I think Devin Tank is trying to make a fight. That's my wishful thinking. I think they try to make it a fight. If PBC's having problems, I think they should go with Turkey and see if they can make like a big fight between them. I think that'd be great.
The thing is, Boxer Hacker, Heyman's not
Yeah.
gonna want to do that. Heyman's not gonna want to give up no leverage or no. That's his company
Well,
basically.
but
He's like
Al
the
Heyman's
big
not the promoter, right?
empire.
Tank is his
He's
own promoter at that point.
fighters. They don't. Al Heyman's not a promoter. He's a manager and advisor. What he
Yeah.
does, he takes 20% from each fighter on his stable. Hence why he wants to keep everything in house. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with him. He runs a business, so he's entitled to do that. But we got to call a spade a spade. That shit, it does
All
block.
promoters. So y'all think that Bob Arum don't keep a lot of his stuff in house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But Al
yeah,
can't do the same. Al technically shouldn't be able to do the same thing because he doesn't promote or he doesn't do promotion for Tank at all. GTG does that under Tom Brown or something like that, right? So
but
Tank should be able to make that move without Al Heyman, technically speaking, by law at least.
Well, we just gonna have to see what happened. I hope this fight not canceled. Like, honestly, I don't want to go through this with Tank all year. I just want you to be getting ready, make the fights. I don't want to be, is the fight gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? Like, I really don't want to keep going through that. I think that's the biggest issue.
Yeah, I agree.
That I'm really having with PBC right now is the uncertainty and things keep getting moved and this and that and all of that. That's my biggest issue. But I've been on here for almost 3 hours, y'all. Shout out to everybody for coming through. Please be sure to help support the channel by dropping a super chat, hitting the cash app going across your screen. Make sure you punch that like and subscribe button. If you listen to the replay, make sure you let me know and drop it below. Interesting conversation today. I hope this is not true and Tank is just throwing a tantrum and upset and now he like fuck it, the fight canceled, and he putting that up there to put a message to somebody like get your shit together. Maybe it's an injury, maybe he have issues with his team. It could be a plethora of different things. Maybe it could be money, who knows? But I don't understand how it could be money this late in the game. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Like, how could it still be money this late? You already selling tickets. You are, you know what I'm saying? I understand they still trying to do the undercard, but I just don't know how that would like just completely cancel or stop the show. Right now, I'm about to go around the panel, let everybody get their final 2 cents off. NHA, you came up last. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, I don't think we should be surprised at at this tweet, because from the onset you could tell Tank was upset about something. Now everybody's speculating what the reason is. Oh, it could be over money. I'm not gonna say it's over money because I don't know, but he's definitely upset with his company. So that's all we can determine from from all the nonsense that's revolving around this whole fight, with the whole venue being moved, the various tweet, him talking shit about the press conference, and I don't know what it is. It sucks if it does get canceled last minute, because at the end of the day, man, you got a lot of tickets. Like you say, you got a lot of tickets already sold, and folks probably already got you know flights booked, hotels booked. I mean, this is not a good look for Tank. It's not gonna look whoever's putting up the event, and I just hope Tank comes out, and just clarifies what the fuck is going on, because the paying fans and the people who's already bought the tickets and all, they deserve at least that. But
Cal Cooley made a good point. He said until Lamont confirms it's canceled, it's not canceled. Shout out to Cal Cooley.
nah, we ain't waiting for Lamont. Lamont's like a Lamont. I mean, do we really need to hear from Lamont? But that's all I got, man. Hopefully this is just a whole publicity stunt, man. He's just trying to, you know, gas the shit up or whatever and shit. Because it's not a good look, man, if this fight end up getting canceled. But that's all I got, man. Y'all be easy. Have a
All
blessed
right, shout
holiday.
out
If I don't
NH2. I should be going live more, throughout the week because I'm on vacation. So y'all look for me throughout the day. Shout out NHA2. Thank you for coming up on the panel. Boxing Hacker, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Hey, hey, great show, 2 cent. Hey, so like I said before, like I've never been like the biggest fan of the Lamont Rose versus Tank fight. But one thing I always say is that I'm never against like fighters making money, especially brothers making money. Even though I was always against it, I always said I was going to pay for the fight. I never said I was going to stream it or skip it. I'm very adamant about that. And I think at the end of the day, the biggest victim in that situation would be Lamont Roach. Because Tank made considerably amount of money, and he could always make money again somewhere else. But Lamont Roach is somebody who have been in camp and probably spend more money in this camp. So hopefully, I do hope the card does continue. I don't want it to be canceled. Just in that perspective alone. Let these guys get their money or whatever. Now, as far as like what's going on with the PBC or not going on with the PBC, I do understand what Claymore was saying. Like I think Claymore made a good point that there is a correlation of things that are happening. Like for instance, with EJ fight was like canceled at one point and then switched over this and that. So it does cause reason to speculate. But like so for we don't want these companies to go out of business because it creates it roots in a bigger problem of boxing as a whole. The same thing when Showtime went out of business. The same thing when HBO went out of business and then Showtime pulled out from boxing. All these things create like a bigger issue for boxing, not just for PBC, but the whole sport in general. So if it is an issue with PBC, hopefully they have some kind of transition plan that hopefully things can still go smoothly for their company, you know. Or if they want to switch up, maybe join forces with the zone or Turkey or whatever. Hopefully, have a good transition plan for that, you know. But yeah, I just think in perspective, we don't want these things to happen in general, you know. And even for people who say that Tank is not, people hate on Tank. I mean, my only caveat with Tank was like he never fought like the champions of the division. But as far as who he is as an entity in boxing, he does bring a lot of eyes in the sport. So it's important for him to be there as well. So try to be fair on both sides of the perspective. But that's my 2 cents.
All right.
Thanks
Thank you,
for
Boxing
having
Hacker, for coming up. Coach Eddie, close us out. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yes, everything that both. First of all, happy holidays to you. Glad you're doing well. You're a breath of fresh air on these boxing YouTube streets. I appreciate everything you do. Appreciate you having me up and invite me in your home. Second of all, I want to echo everything. I'm not going to reiterate the last 2 points that the two gentlemen before we made. They were spot on. The only thing I will say, I hope PBC is able to get your stuff together, not just for Tanks, but for the fighters. But to me, I think Tank also needs to take a step back, and I think he's overestimating his own star power because the true saying is out of sight, out of mind. And people, once people get used to not seeing you, they generally will move on and they don't care. It just be like, you get in a relationship, and the more time you see without seeing that person, you'll kind of forget that person. And Tank not being on TV, people are starting to move on. That's how boxing is. And he's overestimating his star power. No one fighter is bigger than boxing. And he needs to keep that in mind. Not only that, a lot of people look up to him. A lot of people look up to seeing him fight. But just as well as I know, boxing fans are fickle. They'll change on you in a minute. And we already seen that a lot of Tank's greatest number one fans are now coming at him for the way he's moving. He's coming off almost like a diva, complaining about everything, lashing out at the fans, being inconsistent. And I hope this is not a tantrum, because if it is a tantrum, this is him just saying, "Oh, the fight is canceled," just like a little kid, I'm gonna take my ball and go home. I hope that's not the case, because that's gonna make even more of his fans even turn on him. It's like you're treating us like a puppet on the string. The people that really, really want to see you fight.
I think his comment about fight game, he say Tank putting pressure on someone. I think that could be possibly what's going on. Maybe he's trying to stand on business and let people know, hey, stop playing with me. Get it together.
You're right, but the thing about it, if it's a contract, if you sign a contract that guaranteed you that amount of money, you're better off going through with the fight. That way you have something to stand on. Look, I fought. Now you owe me this amount of money. If I don't fight, you don't owe me anything. Right. But if I do fight and I'm promised $40 million and you pay me $7 million, then now I'm entitled to the rest of my money because I rendered my service. So he's going about it all wrong if he has something in writing. I mean, a contract is a contract. And all way they can get out of that contract if they file bankruptcy or something like that, then they can get out of it then. But I would go ahead and make the fight if I have guaranteed $40 million. If I don't get it, I'll just sue you. And it is what it is. But that's my 2 cents.
All right. Thank you for coming up, Coach Eddie. Appreciate you. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. This was to make up for my live. I didn't go live Friday. I didn't go live Sunday. I've been so busy. Hopefully, I'll be able to go live a couple more times throughout the week. If you're watching the replay of this live, be sure to help support the channel. You just send a cash app, drop a super thanks with the heart, with the $ inside. But you can always support the channel by dropping your comment, letting me know your 2 cents below, and hitting that like button. And if you're not a subscriber already, be sure to punch that subscribe button. We're on the road to 5,000. The next stop is 2,000. Look, I checked the analytics. I see y'all watching. You returning viewers. You keep coming back and watching. Just go ahead and punch the subscribe button. If you don't want your host timing you out the videos, kicking you out the chat, cussing you out on the panel, muting while you're trying to give your opinion, come on over to 2 Cent Boxing Live, where everybody's entitled to their own opinion over here. And we can come and you can have a difference of opinion. We could debate and chop it up respectfully. Sometimes it get a little heated, but you know how this boxing talk go. I want to thank everybody for joining me. I'm Jay, and stay tuned for my 2 cents in the next live.